Hi, Katie.
Yeah, cool.
Hi.
So introductions are out of the way.
Katie.
We're just kicking it live now. Any of if you're catching my stream, it's going to be technically challenged because I'm running a game, I'm running a map, I'm running the dice, I'm running the encounters. I'll be turning to and fro, so I'm probably not going to be the most engaging thing. It might be fun to listen to. If you want to catch a better version of it, Grizzly 10 Fin is simulcasting. He's got a nice overlay and all that kind of stuff. Who's talking smack? Vigilant.
Hey.
Hey, look at that.
Doing my
See?
job.
My brothers, my team, my crew.
I can't do it to you, Josh. You don't have a Discord server set up.
I will.
So, yes.
We'll talk about that later.
I was about to say, you can build it for me.
But
I'm
yeah.
fine with that.
And we're not mods in your chat, so we can't help you.
Exactly. So chat guys, I promise you, maybe Pesky and Vigilant can kind of help out with monitoring chat as we go as well.
Yeah.
I promise you, I'm not ignoring you. I'm probably just busy, but I'm glad you're here. And everyone else is to my players. Thank you for showing up on time, being ready to jump into your characters and make this work. You can have the best ideas in the world, but if I ain't got players for it don't matter. So we're off, man. Are we good? Are you good,
Yep.
10?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I remember. I was just making sure your stuff was set up as well. So when our group last left off, which it was actually Addie, Nita, Book, and Adam, they had a strange encounter at the Dave and Buster's of Sigil.
I mean,
the
you're not wrong.
A massive, interesting gallery that they might head back to called Chirpers. Kind of just a living function of the comfort and the convenience and the widespread splendor of Sigil crammed into a supposedly friendly atmosphere and environment, which was quickly interrupted by a skirmish between their now friend Adamok Eben and a gray slod. Do you guys remember his name? Zanzost.
I took notes.
Okay.
Zanzibar.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Because I didn't.
I'm a very bad note taker.
Well, you've got a couple good ones, so
As long as we remember who we pissed off, we're fine.
No, any campaign that I'm in with Ashley, I'm like, no, she's got it.
one of these people like, I'm out. I ain't doing shit.
No, but I need you
She
to.
has a gift. She has a
It's
gift.
called. It just has to work, and part of that is notes. And screw y'all if you don't do it. It's part of her game. I'm up, right? I got three spreadsheets open over here as well, so that's why, like I was saying, I'm going to be kind of back and forth, frantic. But anyway, go ahead.
To be fair, I have.
Some of my notes won't make sense. So
let's get caught up. If you guys have any questions, my player base, if you guys, this is a great time if we have a couple new people jumping in. Let's get people caught up and or get our new players kind of acquainted with what you guys have done so far as well, so they're not just sitting there, sitting there.
Actually, sometime I need to show you notes if you want to see notes that don't make sense. When I have stuff like Spider-Man water written on my inventory list, like, trust me.
As a DM, I do not remember giving you an item anywhere near shape, way, or form of Spider-Man water.
I actually have what is it that I put in for? I have the vials that you gave me of black sludge. I can't remember. I think I put them as venom water. Is what I put them as.
Oh, venom water. Okay.
Yeah.
I follow you. Oh, Yuliak's stash. Gotcha.
Oh no,
So
I'm sorry.
my
It says
last
death lotion is what it's listed as. Is death lotion.
Yeah, either I wrote Timmy from South Park with like 9 Y's last time, or this is Tivamy. Tivamy. To the left of the marketplace, a gray nondescript cylinder without windows or doors looks like bad place.
Oh yes, so you guys were in the marketplace. Yeah, that was where you left off. Tilbinans. Yeah, that's geographically exactly. Ooh, look at her, man. She placed you guys right in the middle of the great marketplace. So you guys are still in Sigil. You left Chirpers. You're headed back to the Fens, Fens, not fence, Fence.
I'm a Coheed Cambria fan. You keep telling me we live in the fence. Like, I just keep this, like, I'm okay with it. I'm not questioning it.
You live on a fence?
I am a child of the fence.
All right. So as you guys are, you make your way through the streets of Sigil. It's you realize when you headed to where you were, Kylie kind of took the long way, and she stopped a lot. She showed you some of the places and some of the signs, some of the larger, the factual headquarters. You got to see where I'm sorry.
Some of that cool stuff.
Yeah, the armory and the great court and some of that stuff. And then as you got out and kind of figured out where you were, you realized she took you way the fucking long way. That you guys are about, maybe 2 hours, hour and a half walk away from this not the Fens, the Hive, kind of on the north side of where the slag was, really close to where you met these guys. You're just about 2 miles of Ladies' Ward's word. They use different terminology for the directions in there. But yeah, you're not very far away from where you need to be after all. So, but I guess maybe trying to help you guys out. Kylie took you guys on a long trip and moved you around. What do I have up? Do I have the map or do I have the?
No, you have the spiky.
Kylie.
Spiky.
Not Kylie.
I
The,
blading,
Spiky.
yeah. That's blading.
Touched
my metal arms.
That is now in the
Mortuary.
mortuary.
Cool. Just making sure. Thank you. That's to help Josh's placement. Where'd he go? Oh shit!
No, I'm back. Don't
worry.
Josh fell out of my chair.
Later.
I just clicked one thing and he went away. I was like, "Damn, don't get mad."
I realized I forgot. I realized I forgot something, so I was like, "Let me run real quick."
Okay.
Okay,
But a
like
couple
it.
hours through, keeping your heads on swivels. Yummy? I don't know. No,
I need a little
Cindy's like,
refreshment,
no,
man.
not. So yeah, you guys make your way
His
through, keeping your heads up. Go
Look
ahead.
at it,
You notice a lot of Adam and Book. You notice a lot of guards, or what you're assuming are guards. Both Nita and Addie recognize a lot of mercy killers and a lot of governors, and normally they kind of keep their distance from each other. But you notice they're kind of pairing up and tripling up and working, and there's a large presence of large heavy-handed presence on the street right now. You're kind of in the market ward leading into the Hive. You can kind of, everyone's moving through. You notice that most of the crowd, it's still as diverse as always, but everyone seems to be moving with a little bit more purpose, a little bit more pep in their step, as it were. And you're wondering what's transpired in the last 30 hours since you guys went to hang out at Chirpers, and you took a long rest, took advantage of Tripicus's tab, hung out, stayed there, had fine food, all that shit, at least till the fight happened. And then actually you rested after the fight, if I remember right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we leveled
up.
level 4.
Leveled up as well.
Oh, okay.
Yay for you. So I'm sorry.
No, we're good.
But yeah, other than that, it's kind of an unusual, weird thing. A lot of people, but you don't even see the people that are just kind of standing around and doing the normal loiter and chatter, or the front of the building curbside sales, buy my shit type stuff. It's kind of weird. But at least it seems unusually safer than normal, if a little bit more uncomfortable with that much of a presence on Street of the Mercy Killers and the Governor's Harmonium. Go ahead.
I lean over to Addie and I'm like, are they looking for us? Do they know that we exist? Is this for us?
Oh, no. Although I will say the only thing worse than mercy killers or governors or mercy killers and governors in the same place. We should definitely walk over the street.
Yeah. I have never wanted to go home so badly and fall asleep and yell at a weird entity in my brain.
Just don't make eye
Okay,
contact.
we'll watch.
Yes,
Cool.
while you watch. Yep.
I mean,
Okay.
sometimes you
It's-
have to
it's
yell at
safer
the
that
things
way.
in your head.
But yeah, just there's a lot of troops, and you can hear some rumbling and some rustling, but sticking to the main roads, it seems for the most part safe. You look off to the left, look off to the right, is occasionally in an alley, and either the alley is just dead empty, or you see some guards or someone giving a tussle to someone else, and you're like, this, what? There's enough mercy killers and governors around here. let them do it themselves, however you want to. Unless the paladin and the war wizard want to, get into a lawful righteous tussle.
No, I'm good.
What is?
Not today.
The ladies need some rest.
I don't have the firepower for this one, I don't think.
Just don't make eye contact with any of them. It'll be fine. We just.
I don't know you.
That's a
Not
good
have
attitude
people
to
for
have.
them to know if I am looking at.
Okay. So, a couple hours of traversing the donut of chaos, making your way through the end of the edge of the trade board into the trade board into the market ward, quickly across the market ward to the outside edge of the hive, avoiding the slag. You figure that's probably one place that the governors and the killers never are. So if anyone's hiding from them, that's where they are right now. And you make your way kind of wide. It adds in a little bit more to the trip, but eventually you make your way to the ditch and home. The terraced housing that you live in backs up against the outer edge of the lower edge of of Sigil. Kind of that strange, cloudy, silvery that just spreads off into nowhere. Provides the little bit of fresh air that on the inside as you can get. You don't see very many. As you arrive at home, you don't see very many of the druids at all. You don't see most. There are very few of your. Did my screen switch by the by? Hope not.
I'm just looking at the
Nope,
mortuary.
you're still on mortuary.
Okay,
I
good,
hope
good deal.
that the Tiger Man did not eat them.
Right? Where is everybody?
Oh, Shiza.
What?
The Tiger Man.
I
Oh
think
no,
we
he
should
wouldn't.
call
There's no way. There's no way.
Ego.
Which Tiger
Oh,
Man?
I'm feeling this thing. I think it's called anxiety, and I don't like that. I need a mushroom.
All
Maybe-
There was ever a
maybe
time
you
for
need
him right
sleep.
now.
But, okay,
Is
so
anxiety fun?
you make your.
No,
There's a.
no.
There's a couple.
Know
There's a
what
couple.
it's like.
There are a few people, but you're not seeing the normal amount of staff, the normal amount of your fellow druids or the supplicants or even the families and normal laborers that would otherwise be there. There's just a lot of the lesser staff, but most of the active and powerful druids and clerics and that's not there. So
I just want to stop the first person that I see and I go, where is everybody?
Aslana's got everyone working. Where have you guys been? The city's gone crazy. Every animal in the city has lost its mind. The ravens are pecking at people. The mercy killers are begging the governors for help because the Oxar hounds are going nuts and they busted out and killed a few people. The cranium rats are like leading hordes of regular rats all amok across the city. It's insane.
Permission
I
to
always
speak,
heard
General?
the stories, but would you believe groups of like 20 and 30 of those horrifying little beasts with their brains pulsing through their skull, surrounded by hundreds of regular rats? Oh God! So
Oh, that's
yes,
bad news.
Kazlana's got all of the all of our fellows out doing the best they can to help maintain some order.
I
You
don't
know,
I can
understand.
imagine that.
If their brains are
Where's
exposed, why
where's
don't you just hit their brains? That's the easiest way to kill another creature.
Well,
Do you want me
they
to show
they're
you?
not
they
they're
kind of
different.
they function as one. So you have to be careful,
function as
especially with a group.
But imagine like 30 of you functioning as one unit.
Yes.
I've stabbed more than
We
30
used
people in
to.
the brain.
So
I just start rocking back and forth.
There's
You lost me. Yeah.
well, you guys go ahead and
That
get
is
some rest.
interesting, and I do want to hear more about that, but we gotta go find Consolata first.
You
Well,
understand that
she's
we've been at
abound.
war, right?
Well, I
Huh?
mean, I'll go find her. You guys, if you want to head up to
alright.
your rooms and do it, or if you want to wait here, where are you going to be? And I'll
We'll
go
just
find her.
we'll just wait here, I guess.
You're just waiting there.
in the garden.
You know, it's quiet. It's other than a little bit of a tension in the air, you don't hear the din of the the surrounding community, and you kind of notice that as you walk through the fens in this part, the hive into this part of the fens, you didn't at any point hear the usual beat of any sort of music. No, you hadn't heard your troll brothers cranking out on the corner. At least they're typically in front of your place once in a while. You always see them passing around, but it's been quiet. It's been strange, a little tense. Off of the streets, when you're off of the main avenues and areas, it's like people are battening down the hatches and closing up the windows and all that kind of stuff. But a few minutes later, Keslana shows up. Oh goodness! Oh, I thought something. Did you okay?
Yeah,
She goes
we're okay.
her hysterical mother act.
Do you have the chant on what's going on with all the animals? Do you know what's up?
They've all gone barmy. They've all just lost it.
We saw the ravens, and we were at the pet store when all of those guys went nuts.
Was there a tiger person?
Did a tiger person up here?
No.
Okay. So anyway, go ahead. What were you gonna say? I mean,
Well, we're just doing our best to assist the city forces and using our magical abilities. It's normally a speak with animal would be sufficient, but that doesn't seem to be doing much. Calm emotions, calm animal, charm animal seems to be friendship spells seem to be working a little bit better, and at least to get the situation under control without things getting bitten and clawed. But it's gotten so far as to the governors are going through the ladies' ward and like killing people's personal pets. I think the only people they hadn't, the only rumor heard, the only house they haven't hit was Zadara's. But I mean, it's not like she's owns anything that can hurt her, so I guess they don't care. But it's weird, it's strange. Just anything that's just of an animal or a beast nature just seems to be losing its mind, going feral, going absolutely wild and hostile.
Lucky we didn't get the lady a pet.
Yeah. So, do you know what the source of it is?
We have no idea.
Let's go.
Would you like
No
for
idea.
us to put together a militia so that we can attack these things?
Well, we're hoping not to have to kill it, as much as possible. If it's necessary, I probably will send you guys out if you're okay with that. If and see if you can help control some situations.
Yeah.
We don't even have any theories as to why all the animals are losing it.
There's a few. There's a few stories. There's a few worries. One of the most logical ones, I guess you could say, is there's something going on out in the Outlands or in the Beastlands or something there. You know how everything gets magnified into Sigil. I mean, we're at the center of the wheel. The ripples of the pond go ever outward, and very seldom are we the point of the ripple.
Do not
Well,
be
I mean, don't
worried.
you think that's worth checking out then?
Are you up to that?
Well, I don't really
Yeah,
have
why not?
anything that's going to affect an animal one way or the other. I'm not that kind of druid.
Do not be worried.
And neither
And
Adam
she's
and I
really
have
not
put down
looking
more
at
than
you
one
guys.
insurgency.
Insurgencies, indeed. Huh? Well, and you hear a familiar voice.
Terrorists.
You hear a familiar voice from behind, that metallic grating female voice. They're capable combatants. I came for them. And you look over your shoulder and you see Adamok standing back there.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
hey, girl.
Hey girl, hey.
how funny to see you
Hey
here.
girl, hey, what's up?
How you
girl,
doing?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, my
Blaming
spiky
Huntress.
princess? My little pincushion baby, what's up?
Pincushion baby.
Book got game.
Oh shit, we've shifted book into gear, yo.
I'm just
He
thinking
found his
of
inner bear. He found his inner bear tonight.
He got lost in the logistics of that for a second, I think.
No, completely out of character.
So, yeah,
Book
she-
would never talk like that.
yes.
But yeah, so she strides confidently across and says, Beastlands is indeed where this is going on. I was coming to see if you guys would like to accompany me. I have to hunt something there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I totally want to go to the Beastlands. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
And you notice your matron is looking. The matron, oops, sorry, shit, lost everything. Is just looking and like very suspicious and very worried as she kind of eyes Adamok even up and down. Everyone of stature knows that she's known as a huntress. She's known as an assassin. She's known as a take whatever needs to be taken alive type thing. It's just kind of a or dead. Prefer she's fine. Has more fun bringing it in alive, but
She's just an all around boss bitch.
well, she's a very
A baddie.
She the kind of girl who's going to suplex a train.
No, a shark.
Well, I mean, and out of character, she's listed as one of the best huntresses in Sigil. If you go by the Uncaged Faces of Sigil source book, so
I mean, yeah, when you're covered in blades.
That's why she's so intrigued how effective you guys are in appearance, similar to a bladeling, but with no spikes, no blades, no knots, no nothing.
To be fair, her hugs are deadly, so I mean, like.
So, and she kind of looks at you, Addie, and Unita, and says, "Have you been to the Outlands?"
No.
I've been a few times just to go with, relief aid and stuff, but I've never like gone through any of the gates or anything.
And she kind of looks over at Book and then Adam. I assume you don't even know Outlands are.
They're lands that are outside of this one. Duh.
Suitable answer. Let's go.
Pretty close. I mean,
I have read books.
We
I
have to-
understand context clues.
I know a shortcut. Hope you don't mind. And she kind of smiles and says, "Hope no one's a vegetarian."
I've never even eaten anything until today.
Okay. So you guys find your. Go ahead.
Nita is vegetarian.
Yes. Nita will have some mushrooms for protein. It's fine.
It's okay. Well,
Propane.
unfortunately, you make your way back across town, about all the way back to the Grand Market, opposite side of the where the Taviliums was on the far side of the market. There's just an archway sitting there. It looks like a freaking just a stone arch sitting in the middle of the freaking street near the edge of one of the markets. And you notice a large bowl, and as you approach it, you see someone, kind of a little kid just hustles by you, maybe 8, 9 years old, has a satchel, reaches in, grabs something out of the bowl and runs towards the arch. And as he hits the arch, you just see it kind of go whoosh, kind of a quick flash, kind of a ruddy reddish brown flash, and then you see the street behind it again. And you've heard of Seamus's pieces and parts before, but you've never had need to go here, as most of your druidic people are vegetarians. But you realize that Adamok has led you directly to the entry, and she just confidently walks up, grabs an item, she holds it up, and it's a tooth, and puts it in her hand, smiles, and walks through, and then there's this quick flash.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say we're following.
Yeah, I'm not happy about touching animal parts, but I'm here.
Okay. Wrap her hand around the tooth and crush it for her.
So you guys quickly flash. There's a disoriented kind of a seeing stars, as it were, blackness for a brief moment, followed by seeing stars, fall kind of the Scooby-Doo for a brief moment, then you kind of flash in. No matter how stable you are, there's just that briefest moment of, oh shit. Until you've gone through a couple hundred portals, it's just a jarring feeling. I mean, you feel kind of weird. You're like, your stomach jumps and then settles, and you're like, is it still there? Did all my parts come with me? So after a brief moment of examination, you realize that Adamok is a dozen feet ahead of you, and you hear a screaming voice yelling, "Ah!" And you see this little bat-winged, cloudy, imp-shaped creature, flying across the air at her. And she's like, puts up her hand, and you look around, and the first thing it is, as you gather your senses, you go from feeling a little bit more stable to immediately nauseous again, as you just the smell of gristle and blood and butchery, and it's like if you've ever been, it's the butcher shop for all of Sigil. It's a trans-dimensional space, and as you look around, it's a wide 40-foot wide. It looks like a cave, man. I mean, it just looks like a rough-hewn cave. A couple torches, couple continual light spells, giving a little bit of a dim glow. Either side is just lined with tables and just various creatures just hacking and slapping, and ogres dragging some sort of large. You can't even identify what it is. It's some sort of leg from one alcove across to the other alcove, and they're having a quick chat. And she's like, okay, let's go.
I look over at Nita. I go, a lovely room of death.
So okay, so meanwhile, Adamok has got you guys following her. You go through another archway into another abattoir, as it were. Just boxes and barrels are getting filled with different. The only thing you say is the meat looks like it's the same color. It's being sorted by color into the barrels and the boxes. So it's the little freaking human dude that's working is trying really hard to make it match. But there's another door sitting right there, and you see Edmund. She goes, psst, and he looks and puts his hand out, and she puts a coin in his hand and puts a couple more for each of you, and he digs into a bowl and holds out a piece of raw meat for each of you. And so you take the raw meat, you open the door, you notice the door is just a freaking stone wall, But as soon as she has she kind of opens the door and she kind of winks at you. She taps her metallic. You hear the scratch of her claws as it goes down the stone wall, and then she grabs the meat and just walks straight through like it wasn't even there.
It's like platform 9 3/4, isn't it?
I am uncomfortable.
Welcome to the city of doors, man.
Yeah, we're not even thinking about it. We're just following her. 100%.
Are there cotton candy doors as opposed to meat doors?
Are they all meat doors? Because I don't know if I like that.
I would have liked a more gentle introduction.
I do not.
So you step through. Meanwhile,
That'd be all right.
the four of you have stepped through the arch, the spinny doodlies. Meanwhile, out on the plains of something that's been called Outlands, at least that's what the residents, the people that rescued you from Sigil, at least that's what they told you they did. One of you do you want to describe yourself? What is your character's name again, Katie? It'll take me a couple. Tiki?
Tiki.
Yeah, describe Tiki. Tell us what does Tiki look like? She's been in this strange refugee camp. It's a lovely place, man. These beautiful rolling hills, like thigh-high grass and flowers and butterflies and fruit trees and just the cleanest, sweetest air, especially compared to your world, man. It's like, shit, there's not enough water on my whole planet to grow one of these bushes. This is amazing. And meanwhile over here we have we'll go ahead and get you and the same, we'll get over to our buddy Pesky here in a second. But so you're experiencing this kind of environment for the first time ever. You can tell us how you got here later, but what are you doing right now? What do you look like?
I am living my best life. I am about medium height praying mantis. We are a nice teal blue. And I have all my stuff, and I'm just taking it all in because I am used to literally shit. And so this is my dream right now.
Yeah, and anything else you want to add before I let Phil kick in, because he's been sitting there. You guys have been so patient, and thank you so much for being good sports. This is your moments here. What have you been doing? There, you've noticed as you've been here. We're gonna say you've been here 4 days, maybe at least what you take for days. You really can't tell if there's a true time cycle between the sunrise and sunset. Sometimes when it's a nice, fun day, the day seems to stretch longer, and and there's other nights where everyone's having fun and telling stories on the campfires, and the stars seem to shift form above you from one universe to another almost, and the night seems to stretch on for like, man, this is like the longest midnight ever, but it's okay. It's kind of a strange place as far as time goes. But yeah, you've seen all kinds of people, a lot of stuff that you've never seen before in your life. But most everyone here, the two of you notice, is animalistic. You see some gifts, some of the hippopotamus guys. You see a lot of Aarakocra. You notice you've noticed a strange rabbit guy running around a little bit. At least you guess he's a rabbit. You may not know what a rabbit is. But a lot more, some lycanthropic people, things like that, are running around. You may call them raccoon. I don't know. But anyway, so what have you been doing? And ages and shapes and all. The one thing that you know is there's this group called the Signers, the Bleezer, that have been rescuing people from Sigil the past few days, knowing there's some disturbance and folks that look like animals aren't safe there, and so that's all you really know.
Okay. Well, I am usually just kind of digging around looking for pretty rocks. And so I've noticed a lot of different stones and gems, and I just use my little jewelry kit, and I've been making little trinkets and things for the little beasties that are running around, trying to keep them happy and
Little tabaxi cat people running around, little tabaxi kids running around.
Blingy collars. And...
Yeah. Glam them up a bit, because
there you go.
that's kind of my habit. So
the lizard folk guys are like wedging them into their scales and shit.
Thinking about
exactly.
like bedazzled
Everybody's got a
collars.
pierced nose.
I eat you up.
Yeah. 100%, yes.
So meanwhile, describe yourself, Phil. What have you been up to? Who are you?
Reginald Reed. I'm a Haragon rogue. He's about 3'5", really small guy. Grey and white, but right here, about there, you can see like in his fur, he's probably painted it on. It looks like a bow tie in his fur. And he's wearing a top hat, a vest, pants, shoes, and he's walking around with a monocle and a cane, going up to people and doing card tricks. Going, pick a card.
Cool.
Just being around here trying to make everyone's life more happy, do tricks for them, trying to make happy.
Now coming from where you were, this is tranquil.
Yeah.
It's still pretty. It's still serene, but it's been kind of nice waking up and seeing the hill in mostly the same place it was last night. Whereas where you're from, sometimes when you wake up, that became a mountain, and the next time you woke up, that stretched into a valley, because where you're from just is jacked up as hell in regards to the wild stuff. So, but you do notice that the landscape here still does have a subtle shift. It still seems to bend to the wills of some sort of strange magic. While the world's stable, it's compared to what you're used to, this is nice, but you do notice that this isn't like a material plane world. There are tiny shifts in geography and stuff like that over a day or two.
Wow, a lot less slave trading here. Great. This is amazing.
Nobody's wearing a spike collar. That's wild.
So you guys are just kind of have you met each other yet, you think? Would you have taken notice of a teal praying mantis giving out jewelry amongst others?
Yeah. Like shiny.
You did notice.
I do have a question about our Mr. Reginald here. Are you a good magician? Are you good at card tricks? Are you very bad at them?
We'll find out.
I used to be a magician's assistant, so I'm good at them. But I have some tricks that later. I'll probably
Because I wasn't
that'll
sure
be
if you
like,
were like,
oh, that's messed
I
up.
wasn't sure if you were like running around like dropping cards and shit or like.
See, what's funny is I'm just this is so ironic because we have one guy that is doing magic tricks to do stuff, and we have another person that's using items to make magic. So anyway, it's been peaceful. It's been serene, a little unsettling for the two of you. Again, I'm not sure if you've taken notice of each other. You did notice one other insectoid out there. It was like a weevil-built creature, kind of hostile. It hadn't spoken to anyone, but Katie, you were able to, based on your Tiki's communication, you were able to identify it as an aspis and not sure, bad place, need to go home, angry. You know, not the brightest thing, almost like it's needing a hive mind mentality connection. But that's really the only insectoid that you've seen, you know, while you've been at this camp. Lots of travel has come through in the last day or two. Caravans walking. You notice you're not sure where the hell the road goes, but there's a road that kind of leads, I guess, towards where the sunset is. They keep talking about Spireward. You've heard that term a few times, and there's a road that leads Spireward, but as you look at it, it's just this nice, calm, rolling valley flanked by trees on either side, and you look like you could walk for as far as the eye could see and not really see anything. You know, just the undulating, rolling valleys around you. So, at that, let's get the party started. Boom, wow, splash, doodle, 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 doodle. You stumble out, and the first thing that the two of you cagers, I mean, you get a head rush from the smell, and more than importantly, the fucking oxygen. Like, this is the most fresh air that you've ever experienced in your life, Nita. You've been living on canned Sigil air for your whole life. You said you've never left Sigil, right?
Right.
You've
Oh,
been
you're
here
gonna get
once.
altitude sickness.
You would just like get like
I mean-
immediate euphoria, just like from all of the oxygen.
Yeah,
just,
she's like,
oh,
woo, you know, and the smells of the little whiffs you get around the gardens as you work at the fens just overwhelm you, man. It's just the smell of growth, the smell of green, the smell of peat, the smell of soil. And what is that feeling? Oh shit, is that well, that's not really a sun, but it feels like sunlight. Okay, sure, why not?
My
And,
body is so confused.
Yes, Nita and Addie are kind of like walking around in a little bit of a shock and a daze while Book and
Oh, I
Adam-
lay down in the grass and I'm just doing like.
and you're
grass activity.
processing just a standard Meadow 002 is what you see. A road 004, and you see it looks like a small camp, maybe 2 miles off in the distance. Nice valley, rolling hills, thigh-high grass, knee-high grass, trees that extend off either way up to the rolling valley. Beautiful area, but nothing, you know. Why are these two chicks acting like this? But okay, whatever.
just fucking think about Nita, like, my mind is telling me no, but my body is also saying no.
You know, and Adamok is just
100% like I need to be inside a donut. I need to be inside a donut.
Why did I not bring my parasol?
Entirely
Light's horrible.
no shit.
fresh around here.
Could you imagine the shock of never being outside of Sigil in your entire life for 20 plus years and being wow, you probably
Why
think
are
you're
there no
hallucinating.
buildings above me? I'm so confused.
You hadn't seen a building. None of you, neither you, Tiki, nor you, Reginald, have seen a building
I've
since
seen a
you've been
tent.
here, by the by. You've
Oh.
seen tents, you've seen lean-tos, you've seen quickly constructed tarps but you haven't seen a building. You haven't seen a brick. You haven't seen anything but this dirt path and the rolling grass and the trees and all that kind of stuff.
Nita will be sitting her ass down and growing mushrooms, the non-psychedelic kind, and just shoving them in her mouth and just eating mushrooms.
Carry you.
Are you okay there, Adam?
Do you need me to carry you?
I don't I don't know. I haven't eaten enough mushrooms yet.
So
I was like,
Everything's wrong.
Is there
and
like signage that
Adamok,
tells us where anything is? Like, is it like 2 miles to Camp Refugee or anything like that?
no, like the only thing you see this road that seems to extend not in a perfect line. It
Snake way.
winds. It winds with the contours of the valley, but it is going in a straight line as far as you can see. Probably right at the edge of your distance, you would estimate maybe 3 miles off. You see a column of smoke rising, like a campfire type thing, and even Adamok's kind of as she guys, let's go guys, we have work to do. Could be a long way, could be a short way, not sure. We'll see. But the sooner we start walking, the sooner we get there. And she's, you guys get up and start following her away from where your arrival point was. As you look behind you, it's the same damn road. It's a nice dirt road flanked by the same kind of stuff that seems to extend in the opposite direction, 180-degree arc away from you, winding and undulating with the valleys and all of that almost, but it's, weird.
What is 180 degrees?
Perfectly opposite straight line away. It's like you're standing here at the center of this point, and no matter which way you look, it looks like the same road. It's not like a mirror. You follow what I'm saying?
It's just flat.
That is
like
not
Kansas.
natural. I need to be inside a donut.
Is it like Kansas? Like when you
Interesting.
drive through Kansas,
prettier, much prettier.
We
Like
ain't in
driving
Kansas
through
anymore.
it's just the same shit everywhere you look.
yeah, like southern Oklahoma, the big patches of trees with the wide open plains. That's for us down here. Think for those of us who are familiar with a Western Germany battlescape type thing from your World War II movies, that's the kind of terrain you have, if that helps. Northern European, but more temperate, not as cold.
So
Lots of grass, lush, thick woods off to either side.
Oh, never mind.
I
I
like
was
it.
trying to think of something for our Aussies to compare it to, but all I could think about was the Outback, but there's not enough trees there to be the same thing.
Yeah.
That would be like
Think-
out of Sydney with all the bushland.
Yeah, like the Ardennes, the edges of the Ardennes forest is a great way to describe it. Everyone's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway.
Yes.
It's a forest.
But
Your
Okay.
den.
so she starts
Arden.
walking. She starts walking, and she's like, "Let's go, come on." Unusual, normally not a camp here.
What do you think the camp's for? Can we go talk to them for a minute before we go, or are we in a hurry?
Well, unusual is always worth stopping for.
I agree.
She kind of throws a wink over a book.
General Adamok, do we need to be prepared to attack this camp?
I think we
General.
should.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, one should always try to talk before one fights.
Okay. You're the leader
When
of this
you're out here,
expedition,
you never
so
know.
I report directly to you.
General. And she kind of chuckles. You guys start walking. So meanwhile at the camp, yeah, an hour passes as they're walking. You guys are doing the same thing. But you do notice after a few minutes hanging out, the camp is getting closer. It's a collection of 8 or 9 tents, couple lean-tos, lots of strange beast folk. Depending on where you're from, you may or may not. So, I mean, living in Silja, you've seen the vast majority of these come or go at one time, but at the same time, you've never seen this concentration of such a diverse amount of them. Lizard folk, ursinals, lots of barires, lots of centaur, Aarakocra, all the strange little weird animal people. A really big chicken. Did you see the size of that chicken?
I know there's no lore for this, but for some reason in my head, every centaur is an asshole. I don't know why.
Well, I think the designers of Planescape think the same thing because that's why they made barires. I guess also because they're a little smaller,
Yeah.
so they fit a little bit more in the game.
Tiny centaurs.
Oh, the little centaurs.
Shetland centaur.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, the little Sebastians of centaurs. Hell yeah.
So cute.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, please.
So I lean
So,
over
I
don't get it,
to
he's just
I
a
lean
small
over to
horse.
Nita and I go, "What? Why Why are there so many animals over there? Why are they all wearing jewelry?
You do. As you notice, you see a very well dressed, unusually well dressed and dapper rabbit
That one. We follow
chatting
that
around
one.
and playing around. He's kind of leaning on his cane. And he does the Charlie Chaplin, kicks the cane
Seems
out and
there is a
catches himself.
rodent infection. They're
And then
getting
it
out
just,
of hand and getting big.
and then the kids are cheering and laughing, and you see a large insectoid. If you're familiar with what a praying mantis looks like, that's what you see over there. Pouches and stuff and little bandoliers of doodads hanging off of it as hanging off of them as you see two arms up here doing this, and and then another small set of arms underneath manipulating, digging something out of the pouch and handing it up to the first arm and kind of going
Everyone
How do
block
you- how do
your
you
ears.
talk?
That
Tiki. Yep. You just hear this tickety sound, and someone will look, the little kid looking and and then walk
They're
off like they just
controlling the
perfectly
children
understood
book.
it. And even Adamok is like, unusual. And immediately
Should we kill it?
you see a couple of the few humans that you've noticed at the camp, guy, that you Reginald and Tiki, you notice a few of the humans, the guys that were part of the faction of Silent One, immediately, oh my god! They jump up and start grabbing weapons and kind of form up like a I don't want to say a perimeter, but they're like looking at you guys. Spiky chicks just kind of standing there going, interesting prey. Adamok's not like getting hostile, but she's like, dollar signs in her eyes, man. You're starting to see, you can see the mercy. I mean, you could almost tell, you can just see her
I
doing
like
math.
money.
She locks in on each really unusual being for a second, and then she sees, oh, I've seen that before. What the? Ooh.
Hold on. Let's
And
see.
accordingly, the guards react. And you notice, Reginald and Tiki, you notice this. You notice two, describe yourselves quickly. You just meeting these two for the first time. What do you look like, Book?
So Book is 6'9", just a really kind of tall boy. Very slender, covered from head to toe in clothing. Everything is like very muted colors though, like silvers and whites. Like it's just basically like a dark slate gray kind of robe with like white accents on it. Then he is wearing a tragedy mask, like the comedy and tragedy thing. He's wearing one of those tragedy masks. But you can just see two blue lights like shining from the eye sockets of this thing. Stick on the back. That's it. Backpack. Otherwise,
Someone is not
can't say anything.
wearing any clothing. Each bit of metal plating is a different color and material. The shield has a red dragon embroidery on it and is holding a trident. That's it. About 6'9" as well.
you're
Little
6'11".
chunky.
Very large, metallic, chunky boy, robotic-looking dudes stride up, flanking a pair of, describe yourselves.
So Nita is like tank girl, very disheveled, but she has this just odor to her. With all the mushrooms, she likes the dank, musky smells. She likes closed spaces. Apparently, she learned that today. But yeah, she's got dark hair, dark eyes, dark features, real pale skin. She doesn't really see the light of day much, and just an odor.
I have xenophobia. I did not know that about myself.
I learned about you
Agoraphobia
today.
and acrophobia. I got a lot of phobias, y'all.
All
She's
phobias.
discovering
This has been
mental
a learning
health in
experience.
real time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Nita and Addie, go ahead.
Okay, so Addie is short, petite, and she's got like rainbow galaxy hair, like it's a bunch of different colors, but like the base color is black, and then all of these other colors that come through. And her eyes kind of glow a little bit, but not like books do. They just kind of like sometimes, sort of like when a cat's eyes glow, like if you catch it a certain way, that's kind of what hers do, especially when she's like really freaked out or really focused, and she's kind of both of those right now. So her eyes are glowing a little bit. And she, other than that, she's just wearing like regular like leathers, like leather pants and a shirt and a leather jacket, and I think she has a rapier strapped against her back. Is that right? I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
No, scimitar. Sorry. Yeah, she has scimitar and a quarterstaff, and she's just um, handing out flowers to everyone that makes eye contact with her.
Yeah. So yeah, as you guys walk up, there's initially some of the little kids and some of the people see you walking in and like, oh look, strangers. And as soon as the guards kind of start reacting, you know, and you notice Tiki and Reginald, you notice leading this strange group is a smallish five. The easiest way to describe it is imagine Nebula, jet black, covered in spikes. That's her.
Okay. Okay.
Straight up, jet black, covered in spikes. Nebula from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. That's fully combat capable of that as well. I mean, statistically a badass. But she's just standing there, just like taking mental stock, and the guards knows, well, you can't be here. She's like, where is here? You're not supposed to be here either. We're protecting these people from the likes of you.
Please remain calm, citizen. You are being rescued.
So you guys kind of see there's a little bit of tension building up across the board. The guards are like, oh, the signers are the one. We don't know. The
I don't know
the effects of the Beastlands are
Get away
is
from
driving
my
everything insane, and we have to keep these folks safe. It's getting worse and worse for the people in the city. It's getting amplified. They're safer here. You don't understand.
Please do not make a scene. We are here to help.
And Adamok just kind of leans her hot head up and just kind of, I don't care. I'm just curious, seeing if any targets worthy of my time are here.
Just gonna look at Adam.
Apparently not.
I did not know that it was an option to not care.
We don't care if you don't want our help.
Please stop resisting our help. I pull out a
And
nightstick.
so the signer's like, so you're not here for anyone here? She says, I did not know your camp was here. So why would I know to be here for
I hand
something?
I hand the signer a flower. That's fine. It'll be okay.
Well,
I would.
this
however,
is a
like to-
refuge, so as long as you're abiding by the rules of peace, then you're
Peace is
welcome to share
always
the
an
fire.
option.
May we
And-
enlist
and
your
she kinda looks
your sickled-handed friend over there?
Who are you?
I'm talking about Tiki.
Who are you talking to?
Tiki, because she's
Oh,
a
you
praying
looking at
mantis, so she's
Tiki?
got sickle hands.
She's all like, "Oh, praying mantis style." Oh. She got the upper here, and her lower side's like loading a gauge. Man, you don't know there's two little arms down there.
It's like General Grievous and shit.
Kenobi.
Oh, Kenobi! All right, so what's up, Reg? Tiki, jump on in. I'll keep talking. I'm a DM. I'm allowed to do that, but I would rather listen to you guys talk than talk all night. What's up? What do you guys? How do you feel about? What are you feeling about this situation? This strange group of people in front of you.
Well,
new
I
people
just,
to watch my show.
I'm
Ah,
directing.
I
giant
look
rodents.
over. I look over at
You can say
the
real
lady with the
names.
spikes. I actually
Oh,
don't
the lady
remember
with the
name of
spikes.
lady with
Okay, no
spikes.
problem.
Yeah.
Adamok.
Yes, I look over at that, and then I just walk over, and then I put one cute little ring on one of her spikes, and then I cock my head to the side, and I go,
Declaration of war.
I don't know what languages do I speak.
I'll hop on
And
over.
she's looking at the ring, and it's like, what color is the ring?
it's a nice purple ring.
So is it like purple enough to mix well with black? Like it's
Yeah.
not going to stand out enough for a huntress? Okay, then nice, she kind of says. interesting creature.
So
Have uses.
I hop on over and I see, what's your character's name, Cindy? Okay.
Addie.
Addie, I see her giving out flowers, so I have like a magic wand thing, but it's like those carnival ones, and I pop it open, flowers come out, and I hand those to her.
Hell yeah.
and I drew a crafted
Be
flower and I
presents.
give it to you.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to the.
Hi.
I am Reginald Reach. Welcome. Welcome to
Hi,
the camp.
Reginald. My name is Addie.
What-
And this is Book and Adam and Nita and Eva.
I
As
thought no giant rats could talk.
I am a rabbit, sir. Sir? I don't know what you are. What?
Hello, rabbit, sir.
No. You,
I believe rabbits
Kind
are
of-
rodents.
he
They're
called
not.
me a
They're
rat.
absolutely not. But
They're not rodents.
Gaslighting round 2. You're a rodent.
Paladin and a rogue walk into a bar.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
So
my
yes, and even shrugs and say, interesting. We stay. Maybe find out information. Maybe be friendly, and the trip to Faunel will be shorter.
What brings you guys
like
to the
it here.
encampment?
We're following her. She said we needed to come here.
The spiky woman, just weirded out, what?
And
what
she
is
looks
that?
over it. She looks over, and you can kind of see a little bit of a sneer in her face. We hunt in the Beastlands. I protect them while I hunt.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
And when she says we need to do something, we just
Looking for prey.
Yeah, I'm afraid of her a little.
I mean, it's a healthy fear. I think it's a healthy fear.
It's kept me alive so far, so it's fine.
All right. So
So,
It's okay. You're going to be alive a lot longer now.
Hug.
Oh God!
That's
Yeah,
very
Gentle
Yeah,
common.
reminder
that's
that
fine.
you are going to be alive for a long time.
Very.
We haven't really
Uh,
processed that yet.
why do you
Hadn't had an
So-
opportunity.
and you guys have been sitting there for a minute, and it's like, when did it get dark outside? As
there's
all of a
stars.
sudden, it's just like, as you guys, it's like almost like the moment you guys sat down and everyone kind of sat down and started doing the little camp thing and preparing it. It's like the wind picked up to a nice cooler breeze. The smell of the pollen, the flowers fills the air, and it's just like you know that it's getting dark, but you really don't see it get dark till it's freaking dark. And it's dark, but then all of a sudden, within moments, it's like it's a full moon light, but there's no moon within sight. And you look up and you just see every star. I mean, it's almost like a mirror ball worth of stars across the sky. And what's weirder is it's like even the two of you suddenly freak out, Book, and you freak out, Adam, for the second, because as you look up, you could swear you see some
Fuck.
constellations that were from your home. Almost like the stars float down a little bit lower just for the briefest moment, reminding you of being home before they swirl back into the next ones. And Addie, you're just like freaking just
Wait.
tripping out, man. You're like, oh,
was
they're
that
going
the
on a
Like,
fucking
she's
medium
like-
dipper?
Superman
she's
power
like,
rush,
yeah,
dude.
She kind of goes boom into her wild shape, and she's got the dragon wild shape, like all
She
of the
going
little
all
dots
fucking go-
under connect. And she's just like,
Yes.
Now you as well, Tiki, you look up, and if you've noticed this a couple times over the course of the nights that you're here, that you look and you think it's like, man, that looks like a constellation from home. If I didn't know any better, if I wasn't surrounded by grass instead of desert and cutting glass winds, I would say that I'm home. But but you know what? The stars are there. This is better. No worries. But yeah, you notice little vestiges of the skies above your homes appearing, flashing in it. Not like poof, but just almost like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? And a couple blinks. No, I guess not. There's just so many stars. I must have imagined it, type thing.
I see the medium dipper there. There's the constellation Malfoy.
So
There's-
tell me, insect person,
There's Ursa Mini.
what do you eat?
S-E-O-P-P.
Cassiopeia. It's just that Calvin thing with the like where he's.
That's awesome. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. We messed him up. He's talking to Kate. Tiki, we need to get her in. Go.
What do you eat?
Ah,
Its voice box is broken.
I got 4
that's
languages.
my
And then I
favorite dish.
kind of like I do the face, and then I use my telepathy.
You see her
Like-
antennas kind of start twitching a little bit, and you hear a
Yeah.
voice in your head.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
getting
then-
orders from my commander. We're getting orders.
Oh.
Something about a meal.
What are you telling him, Katie?
A 4th meal?
I usually eat the moss and grass.
The
that's
commander
pretty
eats moss and grass.
Nice
Adam,
salad,
are
if
you
you will.
okay?
I think
Are
it's
you
the
okay?
bug thing saying that.
It's ridiculous. Why would the commander be a bug?
Adam, did you have a stroke?
I think you should really. I mean,
I
you should
don't
try
think
it. It's really
he can
delicious.
have a stroke.
She's still talking to you. You realize this, right? You're hearing her voice. This
it's pretty
calm,
delicious. I think you
soothing.
should actually go and
Is
get a salad.
is Tiki male, female, or just a they? Have they been defined yet?
It's a they. Let's go with
It's
a
a
they.
they. So you just hear that like that calm, multi-tonal, relax, everything will be okay type of a voice going in your head.
Do you need us back on Eberron?
No,
Like-
no, no.
Eat moss.
You see-
You're listening to
We've been told to
DNR
eat
Radio.
moss book. I don't know what use it has, but we have to eat moss book.
I don't knock it till you try it.
Okay. I'm gonna start looking for moss.
So you guys are just watching. Yeah, you're simply watching. Tiki sit there and then her antennas start twitch. Yeah, she does it way better than I do, and her antenna twitch, and all of a sudden Adam is just like, sir, yes, sir. It's kind of weird. And even Adamok is kind of leaning in a little bit, and just fascinated with Tiki at this point,
Then I look over
I'm sorry?
at
Take us to moss.
Oh, I've already started
Take us-
looking.
You started looking
look-
already.
I'm already looking for moss. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, book
find the
over.
book. We're looking for it.
I mean, those are my my orders.
Where's it?
So
We have orders.
I thought
Look
I
for moss
was
and
weird.
eat it.
Those guys are pretty strange.
We have to try it, and don't knock it until we try it. I don't know what that means.
I.
What?
I'm
just-
I'm
So
So
looking
what
at
you were telling
Tiki
me
and I'm
is
looking and
that
I watch
eat the
Adam. and-
moss and then I knock on the moss.
Okay.
Strange
Yes.
orders.
Yes,
Okay.
that sounds right. Captain's orders.
Okay.
Exactly right. Right.
I use my mind link and I look at Tiki and I'm like, are you talking to them telepathically? Because this is making my day.
And I lock eyes with her, and I'm like, huh?
Ah, okay, well, I'll keep up the eating moss charade. It's fine. Just I needed some clarification because my brain is on a low level melt, and I just needed to make sure I kick it into high gear.
Low in broil.
So the two Warforged are large 6'9" metallic soldiers crafted for combat and given
Adam is
sentience on the planet of
6'11".
Eberron. 6'11" and 6'9" are
Yes.
combing down on their knees and hands,
Eating
crawling through the
moss?
grass, looking for moss and finding some little pieces of moss and herbs. You're not sure. I mean, is this moss? It looks like and eating
Looks-
Yeah,
freaking.
we're just shoveling
Look like
moss into
cows,
our
man.
mouth.
Big old metal.
That's fantastic.
I look
I
at
lean
the
over
guard-
to
Consume
Addie and I'm like,
Praloset.
I
And
lean
so,
over to Addie. I was like, they're gonna have hella indigestion.
Orders complete,
Ad-
Captain. Awaiting more.
so Adamok looks over at you.
Start knocking on
Who
moss.
are they talking to?
to the praying mantis.
I just wave my giant hand.
So Adamok looks over at you, Reginald, and do you know this insect, this tiki?
I've seen her around. She gives. They give jewelry, around to people here. And
Do they have
really
mind
cool.
control power?
I think they speak telepathically. I don't know about mind
understood.
control stuff.
Telepathically.
Telepathically?
That's a hard
Sorry,
word.
I'm bad.
Crack-a-lackily. I use crack-a-lacka.
Crack-a-lack.
Look, I'm not picking up any signals over here. Maybe we should go back over to there where they're.
As she's talking to me, I pull out a card deck and I'm like, pick a card.
And she picks a card.
Okay, don't tell me. Put it back in the deck.
Okay.
Okay. I pull out a card and I go, is this your card? It's not her card, by the way.
And she just unimpressed says immediately no.
And I'm just like, oh, check your pouch.
And she digs around and she checks
She
her
pulls
pouch.
out a card.
No, she
And it's-
doesn't. You're not quick enough to spend it on her.
I can't. Oh, damn
You
it.
could try if you want to try to contest it.
Now
By all
open
means,
your
roll it.
mouth. How did you do that?
I got a 25.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
Why are you putting that thing in her bag?
I don't
You
think
don't
either of
see
us.
it.
I was about to say, I don't think either of us has a
Sorry.
passive
You're eating
perception high
moth.
enough.
I take it back. You do succeed in planting your card with a 25. Well rolled, sir.
Yeah. She pulls out and it should be the right card.
She
Is that your card?
and she kind of smiles. Dangerous, interesting, wonderful ability. You have value. As she
I hope so. I wear only the best. Are you digging up moth? Oh god.
Yeah. When we walk back,
are you? And she kind of leans in and are you interested in joining our journey? I can assure you, you will be protected and returned to Sigil once this is resolved in the finest of accommodations.
But not in one of those bubbles, right?
No,
Okay.
that is only for beasts.
I'm looking at him and looking at her and looking at him, looking at
Sure.
her. And like,
Sure. I mean, on the way,
And
we
I
find
look
a
at
few
her.
places for me to do my tricks.
And she looks over at you, Tiki. These other strange fellows are from far from their homes as well. Would you care to join their journey? I can offer you protection and as well as maybe finding a place for you to profit from your skill. You have much skill, and many in Sigil would highly value your skill and your ability to speak.
Can't believe I pulled that off.
She kind of bows a little bit.
home is where
I'm so
the
glad I
cool
pulled that
system
off. That
is.
was such a great.
What you thinking, Tiki?
Yes,
as
yes.
as Adam and I rejoin the group, I am 100% just holding a patch of moss and knocking on it.
There's just moss all over your face.
Did you try it first, book?
I did not enjoy
Don't
it.
knock until you tried it.
I look over at the two that are doing the things with the moss, and I'm like, you could stop at any point in time.
How will they?
Sir, yes, sir. I just drop it all immediately. I stop moving.
Silly.
You guys are so F now that Nita knows.
Nita's not my captain.
This is gonna be like the level of Homer Simpson talking to Ned through the radio shit.
Oh my goodness.
Ned, this is God. You need to kill Flanders. But not Flanders. Oh, that's right. Kill the principal.
Flanders.
So not on
Hell
the
yeah.
Simpsons thing, but every time I see Reginald, all I think about is British people having drive-by disagreements. It's just, oh, Reginald, I disagree, and then they drive off.
Okay, so real quick, guys, we're here at the 9:20 mark, about the halfway through the session. Those of you that are watching, if you're with us or you catch us later on, welcome to the stream. This is kind of, as the title is saying, new friends, new beginnings. So if you haven't been keeping up with the YouTubes, it's okay. this is really a good starting point. We're introducing 2 new characters, and basically for the first time, it's almost a brand new world for a couple of our other longtime players, which is the fun thing about Planescape, man. You get to shatter realities at will and at whim, and be ready to melt some brain cells, but also make sure that it's still playable. I'm not going to drop them in Acanthus in the eternal plane of Acheron that's done nothing but millimeter thin plates of black ice that spin through all eternity forever. And some of them are big enough to stand on and build on until they crash into something else, but you're rolling 2 hits and all that kind of shit. Yeah, it's horrifying. There's so much cool shit to do in Planescape, and we're just getting into the surface. This is the first time they've gotten out of the cage and have ventured into the Outlands on their way to the Beastlands. Anyone else want to add before we pause?
Yeah, I just had a thought of like
Nope.
whenever we were crushing the tooth, because they asked if we were vegetarians, if Book and Adam just ate the tooth instead. It's just like,
Yeah, what happened to that meat when we went through?
It
Yeah, I
disappeared.
added
As
into
did
my
the tooth.
inventory raw meat.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, moving forward, just because we're now starting to use the portals. I will define when you get a permanent key, because there are certain keys that will work for any portal on this part of the Outlands. This will cover for, well, not any's, but there are
He
specifics
made out of
versus
meat.
consumed.
What the heck?
meat
That key
tea.
was made. That was just a meat activated key that lets you go through that, just like the tooth lets you come in.
Meat activated key.
You gotta figure out.
It's the wave of the
Not
future
Not a
right
meat
there.
key.
Right.
Meat.
So
tea.
here's the bad thing is, as you guys are putting 2 and 2 together here, how the hell do you get back?
Our captain will give us orders. And until
will do that.
then, we will see you after our break.
We'll be back shortly, guys. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna stop the stream, but I am gonna put up a pause screen. All right, guys,
right
I'll be
back.
back.
there we go. Sorry about that.
The cynical ones are like, we're fucked. The other ones are like, oh, that's so cool.
Oh my god, Grizzly Tenfen is live. Wow.
My bad. I
Yay, go
apologize.
Grizz. Welcome back on Grizzly 10 Fins. No worries. We're all getting
Hey,
better
look.
at this. Our pros are on a different time frame, and they work for a living as well, so it's kind of difficult to make them do stuff for us. And the guy that got me into it, my mentor, has got a broken machine, and he's doing his best he can to help us just play along and give us tech advice. So we're all getting better at this. Well, they're getting better at this. I'm getting good at maintaining this. So back to the
Getting good
game.
at losing my shit. Anyways.
I'll
They're enjoying the. They're
splice these
enjoying
together.
the. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll splice these together
Oh,
before I
splice
send it
it.
to you.
You're the man. You're the man. Appreciate you. So they're hanging the campfire scene, as it were. The now 6 of these travelers and Adamok sitting there, and you guys notice the whole time that there's just like there's always 1 or 2 of the signers. They know that they're just doing their best just to kind of keep up a appearances and eyes, but it's like, as far as your guide, she's oblivious to their existence at that point. You just keep seeing her, just kind of her eyes are darting back and forth, the jet black eyes.
I just realized that you and Phil have swapped places.
I am the DM.
I didn't.
You got to do it. Look at me.
Look at me. I am the DM now. Look at me. I am the DM now.
Oh man. Oh, son of goodness gracious.
Did I get assigned to one of the better looking characters now? I'm
Lock
okay with
your
that.
overlay in. Click the little lock thing to lock your overlay in.
I didn't know that was an
It doesn't
option.
matter because when things change, it changes around.
No, I didn't know I could
No,
do
he,
that for the
actively-
background.
he
Logging in
accidentally
and out.
moved his whole background.
do
Yeah,
that?
you can lock it in. There's a
Yeah.
little lock symbol
What?
next to the.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah.
You have no idea how
This
many
is-
times I've accidentally
Never
moved my background and had to reset the damn
This
thing.
is why
I
you
have no
learn
idea.
before you
I
get
have
the
no
fancy
idea.
overlays. We learned before we got that. You just got all the fancy overlays and never learned. You were just like, oh, that's why you learned first.
He's not
Yeah,
bitter.
what's
Hold
up,
on.
Bill?
No, it's fair. That's fair.
You
Don't
learned
get
first.
vicious over here.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
We had to
That's okay.
learn.
That's okay, man. You know what? Shit.
You get the tips and tricks.
You're the
from us.
trailblazer. That's
Okay,
right.
but-
You're the pioneer.
Phil,
Straight up,
I taught you stuff.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
but straight up, it's okay.
No, I'm fine
because
with that. That's
we're
no,
still
that's
learning.
good. Yeah.
Hey, man, right there.
Yeah.
Give me some shit and give me more free information to make my stuff work better. I'll take a little bit of
What
ass whip for
tips,
being
like,
dumb.
if you
Yeah.
is go into OBS on like time you have off and just fiddle with stuff on a blank scene. Just literally
with it.
fiddle with stuff.
Fuck
Yeah.
around and find out.
Yeah.
Worst thing that's gonna happen is you have to do it all over again.
Just make a new
Yeah.
scene
That's
so like
fair.
it's not your normal scene and
I
just
need to.
fiddle around with like stuff.
So here's
So,
here's
So you
anyways,
guys,
Nap time.
welcome
okay,
back.
I'll tell you a thing in a little bit.
We are just kind of hanging out, ready to go, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's y'all. We're hanging out at the campsite. Adamak Ebon is just kind of sitting on the grass. You know, kind of. You do see her kind of running her fingers through the shorter grass where the campsite is. Clean air. You guys just can't get over how sweet smelling those of you that are cages are. Each of these. It's nice, but again, it's weird. The only light you've seen is the campfire that you have. Maybe an occasional passing lantern or glowing globe by one or two folk that have headed one way or the other on the path. You're really not sure which way at this point you came, which way you're supposed to go. You know, you think if you face the camp and turn right, that's the way you're supposed to go. That's about your best guess.
I'm
Or
roasting a
face
carrot
away
over
from the camp
fire.
towards the road to the right. Go ahead.
I'm roasting a carrot over the fire. That's all I'm doing. Just like
Oh shit.
just like that.
What do you got
Oh.
going down there, Tiki?
I need you to go full rabbit. Yes, please. Like every bar we go to, you need
Yeah.
carrot juice and
Go
shit.
full
Yes,
rabbit,
please
yeah.
do this. I'm 100% behind this.
Yeah.
Embrace your stereotype.
But if someone comes up
Look.
to me with a carrot, I'm gonna be like, "That's racist," but I'll take it.
At some point in
Doesn't
time,
make it any less tasty.
at some point in time, when we least expect it, I need you to work in a "What's up, Doc?" At some point in time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've already thought of that. Don't worry, I've already
Okay,
thought of that.
okay, cool.
Oh man,
Missed that left it out.
I'm gonna have to hook him up with a Jessica Rabbit if this becomes long term. You know that, right? Don't hate me because I was
Who framed
polymorphed this
Reginald
way.
Lola Bunny.
I was polymorphed like this. Don't hate me.
Oh, it's sticky beard.
It's just sticky beard.
Literally,
Yes.
right? Oh, that's horrible. Here we are. What are y'all doing? You can't be talking about Waterdeep. You're different people, different places now. Are you staring at each other awkwardly across the? Yeah, go.
Captain.
Yes.
Figgy's got a few screws loose.
Or a dozen.
So
What do we do now?
I lean over to Anita. I go like when the antennas do that. Like that's just okay. All right. We're just watching.
And I
What do we
look
do?
at I look at Cindy. You're Addie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I look over at Addie and I'm like, yep, that's right.
Carry on. I say that. And telepathy. I just say yeah. Carry on.
My name is Tiki.
Now to pause. You guys cannot hear her conversation. You're not
okay.
sitting there overhearing a telepathic conversation, even though you have telepathy. That's why there's ESP and there's all the thought reading
Oh
and
no,
mind
no,
reading.
I knew that.
Oh, no,
That's
no,
why I was
yeah.
like, I was speaking
Okay,
to
I just want to make sure.
Anita.
Just clarifying for
Right.
everybody straight on the front.
She overheard, what I
Yeah.
said. I'm guessing.
The obvious being the obvious, but still, just in case it wasn't. If everyone sitting there had telepathy and one person was talking to the other person in telepathy, only the two that are in conversation hear it. That's why other shit exists. But continue.
Yeah. It's nice to meet you, Tiki. My name is Addie, and this is my sister, Nita.
Do you say that in words or brain?
Brain.
Okay. Just so the two. Yeah, there's
So
each
when we
dragon
do,
just
so
looking at each other
moving
and then
forward-
leaning in, and these two robots are sitting here, and the rabbit's like,
Yeah, I'm just thinking, so
so moving forward, when we do telepathy, we'll do this first. That way you'll know.
I'm gonna.
Agreed? Okay.
I'm just gonna
Cool.
copy what she just did because I'm just gonna do this and just start looking back and forth between the two of them.
Yes. Love it.
Adam and Reginald. I'm looking between the two of them. Just,
and Reginald, he's eating his carrot and he just wiggles his ears and they just start going boom, boom, boom.
Do card readings.
these aren't tarot cards. They're just a deck of.
You read
cards.
my fortune.
You're gonna have a very bad time. Your life looks terrible. Your circuits are a bit fried. I go back to eating my carrot.
Oh, that's hardcore.
oh
no.
sir, we don't exactly have
Gods
circuits.
have blessed you with prophecies.
The rabbit speaks prophecies of the future. Brave rodent, thank you.
I'm not.
I do
Stop
have
calling me a rodent.
Even the DM God voice is calling me a rodent. That's not fair.
Like
It's
that
how they
scene.
know you now.
It's like that scene from Guardians of the Galaxy. He called me a rodent.
Hey, Adam,
So,
do you want a feel-good mushroom? You look like you need a feel-good mushroom. Maybe it'll change your perspective a little.
Hands from my captain.
I think your captain would be fine with it.
My captain told me to not knock moss until I tried it. I have completed my task and am awaiting more orders.
Okay, well, if your captain says that you can have a feel-good mushroom, just let me know.
Will do.
Adam, you can have a feel-good mushroom.
I can.
Book. I've been given commands that I alone am allowed to have a feel-good mushroom.
The
I hope
captain
you
doesn't
feel
want
good.
you to share. You know what? It's fine. Here's a feel-good mushroom.
Thank you for the feel-good mushroom. Do I
Please
do
tell
with
me
this?
what feeling good
It-
is like
Oh,
afterwards.
it is a trippy mushroom.
Oh
it
my
is
goodness.
trippy.
I don't
So
want
you-
to
I
eat
ate
a
the
mushroom that
feel-good
would make me fall
mushroom.
down.
I thought you were just gonna put it down and trip over the mushroom. That's what I thought you were gonna do. These are a bit trippy.
I'm gonna eat the
Oh.
feel-good mushroom.
now,
Fair enough.
mechanically
just
speaking,
looking at
you're
you now.
immune to poisons and toxins, or you have
Immune
an
to
advantage,
disease, resistant to poison.
and it would be considered an intoxicant, which I would call poison.
So
So
the
unless you're wanting to enjoy it, as you feel a strange sensation starting to affect you in whichever way it might affect your metabolism, you have the opportunity to resist it or
Oh,
go
I'm
with
gonna
it.
resist it.
Give me a save
Oh,
DC
What?
12 with advantage.
Mushrooms are wild, man.
you're gonna have a
Fun.
bad trip if you're
Fun.
gonna resist it.
Yeah.
Man, those mushrooms are strong. They work straight away. Usually it
Natural
takes
20.
about, like 30
You're
minutes.
clean.
Damn.
You kind of, it's not like an instant thing, but as it's like you do feel a little bit weird, but it's like a 10-minute thing, not like a 2-hour thing, before you're able to just kind of process, and it never gets intense. It's like, is this what the humans talked about as intoxic? I'm not sure if this isn't right, so I'm purging. And you went through a process of purging the toxins over a few minutes rather than going on a freaking 4-hour trip. Look, did you eat one?
I wasn't told to. No, she didn't offer me one either.
Oh.
My hands can touch
Well,
I
not
look
commanded
over
to
at
have one.
Nita. So you remember that barbarian that we hung out with for a while? He had to have 2. Remember? Maybe he just needs 2 because they're so big. Or 3 even. I mean, he's like easily 3 times that barbarian size. Maybe he needs 3.
Oh Lord.
Maybe he
I will
needs
make a
4.
basket full if that's what will make this better.
I have completed my tasks and do not need another.
And what are you doing here? Are you guys just I'm just asking our rabbit and our mantis. What are y'all just watching this fascinating scene
yeah,
unravel?
Oh,
Yes.
what the heck? Who are these people? What have I decided to join? What is this?
Oh, you didn't
Just
decide.
looking back and forth.
oh yeah, I was
You were
Got
volunteered.
recruited.
You
Coming
don't
to
have an
general.
option anymore.
Oh god.
No, hush. He agreed. It's not capture or enslavement if it's consensual.
You have been
I don't want to
enlisted.
be a slave. I saw too many slaves in my part. That's not fun.
No, you are not a slave. You have been enlisted. Be proud of yourself. Become a great warrior.
You have joined us. We will make you a weapon.
Join
A
me,
living weapon.
army.
You will be great. Strong, powerful.
Are
fight
you
for
able?
justice.
Are you able to do 6,000 sit-ups right now?
If I do a
No.
backflip,
Roll. Hell yeah, roll it. I'm kidding. So
Oh, roll it now, Joe.
yeah, the night's y'all's until it's not, and at that point we'll go through and the sun will rise and you guys will head back out. You don't, even those of you that are used to sleeping, you feel tired, but it's not, you're it's like, I guess I could sleep when I want to, but not necessary.
I speak to Tiki mentally.
Telepathy.
And
Brainy-ish. I speak brainy.
Are you guys
Again,
making
again.
fun of me?
yep.
I know, right? I was like, okay, I've had enough of the ear jokes already. This is getting old, guys.
Did you make all the jewelry that everyone's wearing here?
Oh
What
yeah.
the hell is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on?
I don't like my craft. What I like to do in my free time.
It's
Make
pretty.
people happy.
You've done the best you can. There wasn't a whole ton of value, but you know, some jasper, some nice stone cut in with scrap metal that you're able to find amongst the refugees. But you noticed as you were going through, there wasn't a whole lot of real mineral or anything. It's just, you know, you were able to scrap a little bit of stuff, not a ton of cash. So keep that in mind.
A little bit of
Okay,
twine, a little bit of pebbles.
Yeah.
What
That's
a
quite
lovely trash
creative and
panda.
pretty.
Don't pet me. Stop it. Hands off the hat as I like rub the hat and clean it.
Pretty Paragon.
I
He's
I want to
allergies,
hug him
correct?
and hold him and call him mine forever.
Find a stick.
Come in, George.
I've never had pet before.
I'm not a pet as I'm like cleaning off my hat. Just like
Oh,
that.
shit.
Are you trying to throw me?
I throw a stick.
I'm not. No, I'm not a dog.
Bad trash panda.
This guy's getting on my nerves.
I don't see no guy around here.
Oh, this bucket of bolts is getting on my nerves.
Hey, his name is Book.
I'm talking about you, not him. He's
I
fine.
apologize.
If I had feelings, I would assume they would be hurt now.
Carrot?
Okay.
Yes, it
As I
is.
just hop.
They've broke carrots together now. They're friends.
Do I
That's cute.
do I feed this to you? Is this what you
No,
want?
eat the carrot.
I'll like force it near his face a little bit.
No,
I am Adam.
that's
Please insert
you.
carrot.
Oh,
You
that's so
like
bad.
carrots, don't you?
I made sure my adult warning was on after that last.
You have
stream.
corrected me
Ready to
4
go.
times saying that you are not a trash panda. Carrots.
I want you to eat the carrot.
No.
Adam, it's like a sign of friendship to share food with someone.
I
He's
don't
trying
know
to
this
be your friend.
person or pet or. Do
I'm
you
not a
have a
pet.
dinner?
I'm not. No, I don't. I'm not a pet.
You're very small. Are you a child? Where is your
No,
parent?
I am. I
Are
am
you
an
sitting
adult.
around like
I
all
am
the other
35
children
years
playing
old,
with
good
brown
sir.
5-year-old. I see.
I'm 35, not
We need
5.
to go.
35.
We must find your parents straight
How,
away.
how are you still alive?
30's old.
I know, right? 30 is so
Heard
old.
people talk about fur babies before. Is that what you are? A fur baby?
I'm just gonna
Are you a
turn
Care
away
Bear?
from this fucking thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought for
turning
a
away.
second he was a Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, and the camp is kind of going around. There are people, kind of come by and look and peer for across their fire at the strange metallic beings, and the other guards are
It's
warily.
your child.
I've walked away and I'm starting to do card tricks with anyone I see passing by instead of talking to you because
Yeah,
you're
as you
annoying
got,
me.
a couple of little, younger folk, and some of them gather up, and you make your way over to one of the other fires where you've been around a couple
Yeah.
nights. Lizard folk, a couple tabaxi, what's the Alkin dude, and the GIF, the hippo guy,
Mm.
hanging out, just
I'm
you
glad that
go over
guns
there and
don't
play card
exist in
tricks
your
and play with
world.
them. I'm sorry.
As I'm glad that guns don't exist in your world because normally they have giant blunderbuss with them.
Yeah, I know.
Because immediately I'd be like, "What the fuck is that thing?"
If I get a bag of holding, by the way, it's going in the hat and I'm gonna use it to pull out stuff when I get a bag of holding.
Did we let that furry child
Okay, now here's
walk
my
over
issue.
to the giant
It slips
dinosaur
over his
looking
head.
thing?
Like, I'll tie up the bag. I'll tie up the bag. I won't leave it open. I'll tie it up. And then when I do tricks, I'll be
Puts
like,
it on.
like, hey,
Why is he
Hey.
walking around going like this?
hey, want to see a magic trick? And my ears are only sticking out. You see a hand, and I'm just like, pull myself out of the hat.
Hypothetically, if you could
I
fit
wanna
through
know
the
if you
opening of
pull
the bag,
yourself
that would
out
be
of the hat.
legit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Love it.
rest time, sleep time. Adam Malk leans in and kind of you notice that she's a little amused. She's enjoying watching the scene unfolding, and says, "If any of you need rest, now's the time to do so. When we start walking in, this place is strange. The further we get from Center Spire, the stranger time and distance becomes. If we are not what the plane wants us to be, it might take us longer."
What's happening?
Oh,
Do you know? Ray, yes.
How do I
Book?
be anything but what I am?
Well, that's
eat a mushroom. It'll give you cut.
hopefully it's math. And she kind of looks. She says, "If you are chaotic,
Mathematics.
raise your hand." Shit. If you are
Actually, right now.
okay, you may put your hands down. Sorry. If you are good, raise your hand. If you may put your hands down.
I'm gonna
If
hop
you're
on back over.
neutral, raise your hand.
Bill,
What?
If you're evil, raise your hand.
I'm not over there at the moment. That's why I'm not like putting up my
Okay.
hand.
Okay.
I'm not over there.
That's fair.
freaking
And what
the
do you?
fuck out.
I'll hop back over and be
reasonable
like, why are we putting our hands up?
So, I mean, real quickly, it was a polite way of saying, "I need to know who's." And while Lena, in game terms, she says the closer one is, or the closer one behaves towards the alignment that you're pointing at upon the wheel. The wheel is about alignment, and you're trying to align with the direction as well as the spirit of. That is why I take guests often to the Beastlands. It is difficult for me to get to and find because of my nature. If I'm being honest, I need you to get there in a timely amount. When I go alone, it can take months. My hope was that you seemed pure of heart and nice and willing to help in an instance, so I felt there was good in you. But there's too much law, similar to us, So we may have a longer journey than I expected in front of us. The plane, the city will try to keep us from finding it.
Ma'am, I will be anything that you need me to be.
Yes, ma'am.
I am your tool. Please use me.
Oh
Now-
god. Oh god.
All you have to do is command us, and we will do exactly what is needed.
You know, to find Faunel, one must align with its position on the wheel, whether that be through action or belief.
Whatever position you need.
I could-
Lawful, neutral, lawful, neutral. Now,
I
okay,
could make
in
you a
mechanical
funnel if you wanted
terms,
me
go
to.
ahead. The Beastlands is considered neutral good with chaotic tendencies. So if you were one of those people that's like, I'm not really, if we were of that party, we would be there at lunchtime tomorrow.
Damn.
If every one of,
too bad.
if every, yeah, that's what she's like. Shit.
My character's chaotic neutral.
As soon as I saw two hands come up the second time, I was like, administering this in the proper way, this is going to be a little bit tricky of a journey to handle. But yeah, you guys follow what I'm saying. If you're of that direction, like if we're all headed to Mechanus for another adventure, we'll get there in 2 days because most of the party is lawful or neutral, but most were predominantly lawfulness. Chaotic evil, and you're not being punished. It's just that's the way the wheel works.
I'm chaotic neutral, so.
Well, dude, yeah, that's
Well, you're the problem.
You-
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm the problem. Shit.
God damn it, Phil.
Had one job.
Take him back up to Sigil, cast, change alignment, return him to us.
My character won't be as goofy though with his card.
That's fair. No, it's okay, but it's not something that you can change. It's not something that you can
Just kidding.
We're talking from an out of character standpoint.
You go
That's
lawful.
always an aspect of the planes it affects. So that's why in alignment's important for the setting.
You go lawful, and now every time you do a card trick, you show a person how it's done.
Oh no.
If I want to mess
But
with
I'm lawful evil, so I'm still keeping your money because you're stupid.
Game of Thrones stuff starts happening, you just get stabbed by
Let me show you
41
why you
people
were
because you
stupid.
showed all the
if someone pisses off Reginald and he gets a deck of many figs, I pull that out instead. Pick a card. Any card.
Oh shit! I love that!
Has been accepted, sir.
I love that so much!
If I get that, I'm gonna be like.
What a brilliant way to use an Uno reverse card on a fucking DM.
I'm down with it. Hey, you're talking to the same DM that lets you guys throw fucking magic beans around like you're, chunking trash out the window of a car, okay?
I'm so glad that
Bixby,
nothing
here's a
major has
banana.
come out of one of those.
I'm gonna give you another bag of beans just so I can keep the trend going on. It's too fucking fun. Because eventually it's gonna bite you in the ass at the
Pyramid.
worst time.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Fuel the chaos. Anyway, here we are. Night has kind of stretched on. The camp has become quiet. The stars seem to kind of fade a little bit. The sky gets darker and then starts becoming brighter. And it's like a very quick transition from that pre-dawn directly into, there's no like rising sun, it's just straight into like daylight. Not beating down, bearing on you daylight, but yeah. And it's warm. It's nice. It's good warm wind to wake you up. Smell of flowers, the bugs and the moths and the butterflies and lots of birds moving around. And as you notice, your guide is up and very very lightly packed for travel to begin with. Notice she hasn't really eaten or slept or anything this entire time either.
Man, we're the
But
worst
she looks
party
around.
for
Are you
this.
ready to travel? I'm sorry?
I said, oh man,
We
we're
have
the worst
not
party
heard
for
from you.
this.
We have not heard any orders from our captain this morning. I'm very concerned.
When there's no one
So Adamok looks at you again, Tiki, and then looks at you again, Reginald, and so we are agreed you'll join us on this journey, and I guarantee your safety as long as you listen to me and follow my orders.
Why not? Could be interesting, Get to travel. I've been in this camp for a little bit, so
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Signers are safe, but signers tend to decide if you're worth more or less to them when they have time. I've decided you are worth more now. Come with me.
Ooh, ominous, but okay. Let's. Yeah, I'm down.
I think you got some competition books.
Tiki nods.
And again, she looks over at Tiki a little bit more, speaking to you respectfully, and of course, your skill with trades and design and your unique ability of speech would be appreciated by many from where I'm from if you would join us as well.
Wait, the bug person can talk?
Yeah,
What? Well, that's
her
rude.
name's Tiki. Their name's Tiki. They're really nice.
They never spoke to me.
All I hear is click, 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 click,
Same.
click, break, click, click, click.
How do you not understand that?
I don't.
I was not taught bug.
Unfortunately,
gaslighting these dudes on a cosmic level.
unfortunately, I was only
I do have
installed
to
with 4
ask, though.
languages.
Are we gonna have to cover up your murders when you eventually breed? I do not want to have to deal with a headless person somewhere and then have to cover up a body and put it in a garden
No,
or
no, no.
something like that.
You're asking this of Adamok?
Tiki.
No, to our fucking
praying
praying
mantis.
mantis.
Yeah, he's.
I-
So we're
no,
not gonna have to
I'm
hide
good,
a body
I'm
when you
good.
mate, right? Like what? Because you ate its head off.
Remember, I like
There's
moss. Remember?
whole books about it. Yep. She's
So,
I
So you
misheard a
just
little bit
spoke to
of this
Adam.
subject.
correct?
Me? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were impersonating our captain.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
I am. No, of course not. Would you like some jewelry?
You were impersonating our captain.
No,
Adam.
no.
Actually, I
I
think
know.
what happened is she spoke to you and you assumed it was your captain.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah, what she's.
I have
Remember,
some.
time out.
She spoke.
No one can hear this conversation except for the two that are engaged in it telepathically.
Oh, I'm
He's
speaking
speaking
that's
out loud.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
are you?
I'm responding to
Yeah,
what
I
he
speak
said.
out loud.
Yeah.
I am not doing any of this in my head. I'll receive it. I ain't sending it back.
Okay, that's on you. That's on you there, Tiki.
I knew immediately
Good luck
that he
with
was
this.
speaking out loud.
Just twiddling my
Wait.
cane around as I'm watching them.
Now they spoke to you. I am feeling left
In my-
out.
Brain box.
In my
I
brain.
mind link with book. Just like, hi, book.
And I mind
What was
linked
that?
with
Did you
Adam.
pass
I said,
gas?
I look at Adam and I'm like, look, this is how I communicate. I was just pranking you. I apologize.
Oh, it was a joke.
Thank God we taught him a little bit.
Please do not touch anything within my
He's
mind
really good
palace.
at taking jokes. Really good.
You guys
He
had a
likes
nice night with the Bleaker boys drinking that first night. That was helpful.
Oh, you rough scallion! I will get you back. Ha 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 ha!
You wake up with one arm gone, he's amputated. That's the joke.
Yeah, I'm
Oh my
saying
God.
this could go
Why are you
Seriously?
hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
this could be like Winston level in New Girl prank, either really, really bad or way too far.
So 100%. That is the thing that happened in the Orville. That they have a robot on there, and
Yeah, I know, that's what I was
he did-
referencing.
yeah, he amputated a dude's leg while he was asleep,
Yeah,
and that was his joke. Like,
yeah, I was referencing
it's
that.
like you
Yeah.
maimed
So,
me.
no. So Adamok stands up and says, "Okay, well, if we're going to be able to travel well together, let's get going. This journey seems like it's going to take a little bit of time and effort, more than I expected." And she starts walking down the road. Not like at a fast pace, just kind of, it's time to go, let's go. And she kind of turns and
We're coming, Sergeant.
100%. We get into marching formation with her. Chung, 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 chung.
Oh,
rest of you-
absolutely, like
Well, have
banging
you ever
every
heard
step
of the
with my fucking
Orange
trident.
Range?
Too bad we don't have a
I
bard.
don't know, but I've been told.
I
I'm
lean over to Reginald. What losers?
I know. What did I get myself into? What is
I
this?
don't know, but we need to find out.
Oh, Lord!
I'm just gonna walk casually with my cane, just like
Company move out.
Just all
Walking.
jaunty style.
Yeah.
Keep
Just spreading
walking.
like huggy bear and
Oh my
shit.
god. Okay, Powerpuff Girls, the boogeyman. That's what I'm imagining. That like really long like steps that he takes, just like leaning
Yeah.
all the way back, just like.
Oh lord. So it's quite a sight because Adamok, being a creature of sheer lawful neutral with evil tendency from Acheron, the plane of warfare, wherever you're at, it's all about war or machines of war, eternal war. Just almost just like instinctively matches stride with you guys as you start moving down the road. So there's 3 of you that are just marching lockstep, and there's another 4 of you that are kind of like whatever.
This is,
Just like, okay.
But sun's up. Nice road curving with the hills, with the valleys kind of up a little bit, down a little bit as far as you're looking. Hills to either side of you, kind of thigh-high grass, knee-high grasses and pastures as it goes out. Little sage brushes and
so you can't see
butterflies
me,
in a
is what you're
warm
saying.
sun. I'm sorry.
You can't see me because I'm so short.
No, well,
That's
no, you're on the
basically
road. You
what-
guys,
on the
your
road,
guys
yeah.
are on the road. But yeah, if you were to get off the road, yeah, it's like nice thick grasslands, savanna-ish, and off in the distance there's large groves and from stands to coasts to veritable forests of thick trees off to the either side of the road as you continue on. And an hour passes and a couple miles is traversed and a few more, and the road continues to wind and you kind of go around and you see it seems like the hills are becoming a little closer to the road. The road's taking a little bit more swerves. The trees are coming in a little bit closer, and you actually feel like you're going uphill for a second. Then you drop into a valley, and the hills start flattening out a little bit, and the trees start. And she's like, "You walk over there slow. I'll run up forward and wait. We're trying to go to neutral chaos, marching in order. We are stupid."
Why don't
So what you're saying is we should run in zigzag patterns and not make any sense at all to confuse the enemy.
Yes, we must
Serpentine
move
powers.
in chaotic,
Yes,
non-orderly.
Serpentine! Go!
Serpentine, go.
Serpentine,
Yes.
serpentine.
I rolled a
Hello,
serpentine.
devil.
The whole group just goes.
Yeah.
And suddenly the mountains come closer.
Scatter!
But yes, after it sounds silly, but as you guys start pausing and going off the road a little bit and move, at least the 2 of you respond to her and kind of mimic what she's doing, and she'll run up a few steps and stop. And I mean, she looks pissed off the entire time. She looks like a kid at play, but she's just like trying to bury the fury as a creature of pure lawful neutrality. Just fucking driving her insane, not just march right where she needs to be kicking her ass and taking names. And depending on how you 2 feel about it, it may be like this is fun or this is confusing or what. But the other 4 of you that have been just kind of lollygagging along behind the whole time, you've noticed that there's some shit in the hills. You can kind of see some hills back in there. They don't seem to be coming as quick as they should, but these guys are like,
Walk in the
and
circle.
sure enough,
Walk in the
after about an hour of breaking your rhythm and purposefully walking out of step with each other and zigzagging and serpentining, and you do see kind of some hills, some strange hills turning into mountains off in the distance, and the temperature changes a little bit, and the sun begins to fade into a very, very quick twilight. and before minutes, maybe half hour, maybe an hour, you're not sure. It's quicker than it should be. You snap back into dark,
Interesting.
and you hear tweeting and crickets, and you could swear you hear cracking and something moving in the grasslands. You're not anywhere near trees at this point. The trees are maybe about a half a mile off of the road rather than 2 or 3 miles away. But the grasses are a little bit more patchy and a little thicker, and there's a shrub here and there. Some actually, you may have even seen a rock outcropping, but it's kind of a slight change in the terrain. Nighttime. Do you feel like you need to take watches or not? There's 5 people that don't ever have to sleep, so technically we just. I just got to decide if I'm going to jump on you with a monster or not. Is all I have to decide.
Okay. So what you're telling me, Jim, is that she is also lawful neutral?
As a bladeling, explaining in Planescape terms, there are she is to Acheron as a Modron is to Mechanus.
No,
She's an immortal being in the essence that she's a manifestation of the plane, and that plane is Acheron.
Well, no. I'm just making sure.
Now, once
because what you just said to me was
straight up.
that me and my my hedgehog queen are meant for each other. Then.
She sits at lawful neutral with
prickly
evil tendencies.
princess.
Yep. The Acheron sits in between Mechanus and Hell. You know, lawful neutral is law above all and everything else. Lawful neutral with evil is law as and in the essence of winning no matter what. You know, lawful neutral is willing to change law as long as law functions. Lawful neutral evil is willing to break law a little bit.
I think you were you were the one that was talking to me about playing a king as lawful evil and just being like yeah, my law goes where I go.
I am the law.
If you got the ass to do it,
Yeah.
if you got the ass to do it, that's how lawful evil goes.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, so yeah, we got about another half hour left in our stream here. Evening has set upon us. The 5 of you, the 6 of you, and Adamok are sitting at the campfire. The mountains have closed in a little bit. You seem to be making a little bit of progress, at least in response to the land. Now, Mr. Harangon, seeing as you're sensitive to this kind of stuff from where your environment is, you kind of grew up essentially extraplanar. You did notice a couple times where it seemed like the hills were kind of manifesting in and then would push away, and it was like it's wanting to transition to what it's supposed to, but it not, because these weird ass lawful bastards that we're running around with must be keeping the planes weird. But I'm not sure if it works the same here as it does in the Feywild, but this is still interesting. And the rest of you are 2 of you are completely shell shocked from being outside after living in the cage, and one of you from Athos, our Thrycreen, is, like you said, living your best life, man. If I died and gone to heaven, this ain't a bad place, I guess, man.
Yep, pretty much.
Look, are we just?
But
using
campfire
that
sat
for
down. If anyone has to eat, you are getting hungry. At this point, no one has eaten, and you're not really sure how long. Possibly maybe 2 actual day-night cycles. But it is definitely getting to the point where, unless you've purposely eaten a ration at some point in time,
I had a
or
carrot.
need to eat. Yeah, you had your carrot. You're good. You ate. You ate your. But
only through. Yeah, Book and I would.
Mushrooms.
We don't have to eat,
But
we
you
do
don't
eat
need
moss.
to. Yeah.
And
mushrooms.
So this
had a mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you notice that the bladeling has not eaten or drank, doesn't even carry. You realize she's carrying nothing but her weaponry and a small pack that probably contains more weaponry.
Have raccoon stew. Ha ha ha.
I'm not even going to talk to you.
By saying that, you were acknowledging me. You have spoken to me. You have gone against what you have said. Ha 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 ha.
We might be there in
Get chat
a
on
day.
I'm just going to hop away from him.
He's gonna hop
Someone
off
else.
into the grass. Don't. Adwok says, "Don't go far."
There goes
shit
the
on.
prey. He's going to lure in bigger food that we could eat.
Mm.
Reginald, you should come back.
Reginald.
Oh,
I thought that was the
Reginald.
reason we brought the raccoon with us, was to use as bait.
Oh,
No,
I assumed
this
you guys
this
traveled with
this
emergency food.
Metamok says this individual has potential.
Or bait.
For stew.
Yes.
For
A
things that
panda
obviously are,
and carrot and
for
whatever
things
is
that
getting
are
caught
obviously
stew.
beyond your comprehension in regards to profit and living and position within Sigil.
Okay.
A lot of pockets to be
Similar
passed.
to you, you met with Tripicus, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Do
He
you
gave them
understand?
to mental breakdown, as I was told.
Profit?
Yeah.
Like a person that can
About
tell the
that.
future? I don't
Here is
know.
your daily reminder that you're going to live longer.
I look
Your
over
daily
at
reminder
Anita and
that
I
you
said,
only
"Did you
have
talk to?
400 million days left of life.
Did you talk to Fred?"
No. Can't get a hold of him.
He keeps sending me the voicemail. I know he's there.
Have you tried
Now-
sending a mail?
I don't know how to send an ethereal being mail.
You write it on a piece of paper and an address.
You know what?
You
At this
just have
point, I'm
to
desperate enough.
ship
I'm gonna
it
try
air.
it.
All right. Anyone sleeping? Actual sleeping, or is everyone in their normal NPC
we'll just-
or rest states, hanging out, bullshit?
Sentry mode.
I'm trying to go to
Sensible.
sleep so I can get in contact with my quarry.
I'm gonna
Watch
do
the
the same.
Harrington sleep.
Each of us that don't have to sleep will just pick another person that is sleeping and just stare at them while they sleep.
Stare at him.
We got multiple choices this time.
I'm just gonna go near the fire and sleep, I guess.
Okay.
As the fire reflects off of my glassy eyes.
I can feel you watching me. Go
You-
away.
Because I am watching you. You spoke to me. Ha ha
You
ha.
hear the tick 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 in the background coming from the
Is that a bomb?
Thry-Creen.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna try talking to her. I have 4 different languages. I have Common, Elvish, Gnomish, and Goblin. I'm just gonna be like, "Can you understand me?" And then I will switch to the next language.
I think it has something stuck in its mouth. Put your hand in there
I'm
and
just
pull it
gonna-
out.
I'm just gonna go be sad, and I'm gonna
Switch
just
to
sit
the
in a
next
corner
language.
somewhere. Just
Oh.
nobody loves me.
Poor book.
Okay, big guy.
I cock my head and then I go and I sit next to him. I'm like, and I look at him and then I do my little telepathy thing and I say hello.
If you're going to be inside of my mind palace, please do not touch anything.
My mind
saying this
palace.
out loud?
Has a foosball table in there and stuff.
Does
Everything
it
is exactly
talk
where I need
out
it to be.
loud, or does it stay in his head?
I don't think he can speak telepathically.
No, I'm. Yeah,
Do
I'm
you
saying
have
out
the
loud.
ability to grant him the ability, Katie, or is it just a
Is it just a one-way thing?
It's just a one-way
like
thing, yeah.
like Anita and Addie
Thought I could
can
just-
give you the power to return telepath? Yeah. Why is that word so hard? Telepathically.
Telepathy.
Well,
Yeah.
we will just make sure that we are going by the rule on it, and I believe that they can understand her but cannot actually speak back telepathically. We'll find out, unless the creature themselves can. I don't think the Thry-Creen impart telepathy on the person they're speaking to. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Okay, so we can hear him.
Without the assistance of magic, you cannot speak the non-Thri-Kreen languages that you know. Instead, you use telepathy to convey your thoughts. You have the magical ability to transmit your thoughts mentally to willing creatures within 120 feet of yourself. A contacted creature doesn't need to share a language with you to understand your thoughts, but it must be able to understand at least one language. Your telepathic link to a creature is broken if you and the creature move more than 120 feet apart. So it can understand your thoughts, but it cannot speak with you unless it has telepathy as well. That's how I'm interpreting that.
that's fine with
Oh,
me.
okay.
Mind
But the-
play shit.
but-
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, well then just
Mhm.
So you can talk to him with telepathy.
Yeah,
He
he's
can
just saying
understand you
this
in
all
regular
out
words.
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
But
got
he
to
has
answer back in
that
real
much.
words.
oh, and I can understand that, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I've always wondered what our commander's voice sounded like. Interesting.
I'm not your commander. I was just messing around. And then I got too deep into the prank.
Oh, well, you were covered in armor
I'm
as well,
sorry.
so I just assumed.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's just my shell.
Oh, okay.
More efficient design, extra arms, assumed command.
You have scythe hands. Yes, I assumed you were much higher. They
no,
only gave me a
no,
stick.
I'm just a little jeweler.
Oh.
Merchant by trade.
How do you make jewels with?
So you make like
Worry
explosion
about it, Phil.
jewelry, or like does the jewelry power people up?
A little bit of the power up. It's more of I can imbue them with magic, any kind of type, I think, right?
Oh,
Pretty sure.
your artificer
What-
stuff.
What kind of
Yeah.
artificer are you?
We needed you earlier.
I think she's an
You were
Armorer.
really-
Yeah, you went with
Armorer.
Did she go with battlesmith or armorer?
I think
Battlesmith.
Oh, interesting.
Battlesmith.
So then you do
So
you have
the
a
three of you
construct with
guys
you
would be
then?
able to help her out a lot.
One more time?
Not
have a
right now.
construct
I don't
with
think
you?
she's gotten the construct out.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she has it right now. But yeah, she has that ability.
I would totally go with a bear. Just
She also
saying,
did the
personally.
homunculus.
What
Class stuff. So yes, honestly, this is a good point to kind of work out who you guys are and what you want to do, what your jobs are in an RP point if you really wanted to. It's not up to you. You don't have to, but yeah, we're getting with the we got about another 15-20 minutes left in the stream. So
I assume you're talking about infusing items. So you only have like a certain amount of infusions that you can do. You can only do it on one item. If you if
Oh,
you
man,
put the
there
same
was the
infusion on
network
another item,
error.
the original infusion stops on that previous item. And you can also choose to turn the infusion off at any time if you want to.
Your stream's still up, Jim.
oh, I just got a network error window. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's okay. At least it
Yes.
stayed up.
That's just
I
a
don't know.
quick
Okay.
Maybe it'll
crash
drop down and
course
pop up.
on infusions.
Thank you.
You can do there's a little thing that you do like minor things where you can like create light that's like up to 5 feet, sound, stuff like that. That one you can cast like a certain amount of times. But yeah, otherwise it is just the I think you have 2 infusions right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
So you guys, just for the sake, so we can actually get into some ass whippery next week. I didn't expect to get combat tonight, bringing 2 new characters in and getting you guys out of Sigil into Outlands. I'm actually impressed that we've made it this far. But yeah, I want to spend the last, we have a hard stop at 11 out of respect for everyone's time. So I want to give you guys the last 20 minutes to finish kind of role playing out. And as we journey along, we can continue role playing. We're just talking while we walk, so I can get us where we need to at the last 20 minutes. the night passes, exact same as it was the night before. Exact same as it was the night before. It's just a perfect night. The weather hasn't changed. The starry skies that shifted in patterns. Clouds aren't there. Nothing. Just the wind is still blowing from the same direction. Even you're not really sure that direction. I guess you could say if you're going this direction on the road, kind of 2 o'clock ish.
Never
There's no
eat
compass.
so
At this point, you've been walking straight. You hypothetically, you've been walking straight on this road.
Based on how this
But
place
in
works, I'm going to assume that whatever direction I'm facing is north, so that's going to be northeast to me.
There you go. Yeah. If you assume this road has been going north, it does, but you're really not sure because it has curved quite a bit, weaving in through. Now,
I'm not assuming that the road is facing north. I'm assuming that whatever direction I face is north.
Okay. So everyone's facing a different direction. Gotcha. Go
That's
north. Okay. And they all 5 people march off in directions.
100%. This is a weird plane. I don't see why it wouldn't work that way.
Yeah. So we're just welcome to the Outlands. Welcome to the small little slice of yet infinite space. On our way
Excuse
to
me,
the
little
Beastlands.
wallaby.
He got promoted.
Wallaby is a promotion, yeah.
You're not a raccoon
What is your
anymore.
natural predator out here?
Werewolves.
What do you mean? What? Huh?
And Adamox says, "Indeed, where are you from, Lil?"
Well, I was originally from the Feywild, and then I got brought
That's
here. Huh? What?
Would it hurt if I touched you? I think I'm made of at least some iron.
It's...
The Feywild.
Yeah.
So you're somewhat of a planer.
Yeah, I don't know how I ended up here. I was just escaping from where I was. I used to work in a carnival. I escaped from there because I realized there was slave trading and stuff, so I just wanted to get out of there.
You ran away from a circus.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
How
realized
human of
where
you.
you were from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just realized it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I ran away from there, and then I fell in a hole, and now I'm here. I woke up, in a strange place, and that's
they helped
pretty
you?
much it.
Was it a
Help.
hole with goo in it? The goo
Have
leaked
I
out?
don't-
brown.
I don't think so. I think it was. I'm not sure. I think it was. I just
I
fell.
was just
and I woke
curious
Other
where that
kids
goo
around
he,
it
he was
from
late for a very important date. He fell down a hole. It happens.
up. Yeah.
As you guys are marching along, Adamox says the puddles lead you to the primordial plane of ooze. If you're ever curious, if you if you require breathing, you will die there very quickly. If you are not requiring breathing, it's
No, I
not a
need to
fun
breathe.
place to be.
I need to breathe. Yes.
There's not prey worth.
Breathing.
There's upgrades we can get to fix that.
I'm sorry for you. That must be terrible. Man, I couldn't imagine having to think about breathing in and out all the time.
Does that not get exhausting?
I don't think we don't have to think about it. We just do it.
You just made me stop
The only time
manual
you think
breathing
about
in
it
real
is-
life.
I know. It's 100% why I was doing
The only
that.
time the only time we think about breathing is when we can't.
You're choosing
Right.
to breathe.
Huh. I never
No.
think about breathing.
In
That's
fact,
weird.
if you try to stop breathing, you
Yeah.
can't.
I can help you
Without-
stop breathing.
Yes, now if you have help, you can, but you personally
Keep
cannot.
that one away from me. I point at Adam. I'm just like, keep him away from me.
And Adamox says, "I will."
You guys
Hands off
enjoy
the hat.
breathing?
Hands off the hat.
Well, I don't enjoy what happens if you don't breathe. So
So yeah,
I mean,
and
we'd be
you've
perfectly
noticed
fine
that
without it.
we're not keeping a good straight marching order. Even every once in a while, Adamox will make her way into the grass and kind of weave around and stop for a second with a deep, heavy, eye-rolling, resting bitch face sigh, and and we'll get back on the path and trying to break up the movement order
Yeah.
a little bit as you
Somebody put
as she
Reginald's ass
gets
in the front.
Reginald the bunny guy. But yeah, so we're just you moving in. It's been feels like 3 or 4 hours. You are constantly going up and down hills. The road weaving through the valleys is now still kind of going straight, turning left and right, but going up and down hills now. The hills have become mountains, kind of looming off to the sides, but it's still out there. It just seems like it's getting closer. But you hear Adamox say, "Oh, We must have done something wrong. As you're walking along, you hear a metallic clop as your foot hits a brick, and you look
Oh.
down at the road, and the dirt trail that you've been following slowly becomes like cobblestone, like old worn cobbles, mostly dust covered. And honestly, it's like one here, one there, just a scattered cobblestone. And you look forward in front of you, and you see a looks like maybe a bunch of buildings that got broken apart and piled on top of each other, overgrown in grass and trees and shrubs and vines. And she's like, "Ah, Faunel, we're here. Gate Town to Beastlands. Not as long as I thought."
Oh, I misunderstood
You
you
look like
Do we
you're
earlier.
have
going
I
to
to
thought
have
we were going to get
what
a
was it
funnel.
called?
This makes much
Anxiety
more
attack?
sense.
So you
we don't have
guys,
to touch raw meat again, do we?
What?
you guys have made it to the Gate Town of Faunel.
I
The
don't want to
position,
cut the little thing to use.
the posi- is the map up? Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, the zoom in.
Hmm?
Yeah.
The position on the Outlands that connects to the Beastlands. Now remember, this is immortal, uh, infinite space. If you don't find Faunel, or if the road decides you don't get to go there, you continue walking past Faunel in the same kind
Oh
of a terrain
wow.
eternally.
Please,
Okay,
please
so
tell me that
it's
this is a city filled with baby deer people.
Faunel.
wah wah wah. Let me get
Missed
a battle
opportunity.
map up right quick so
No, I
you can
want this now.
get a preview of it.
Every time we walk up to somebody,
Come
there's
on, Jim.
the
You could
cutest person
easily
ever.
put some deer people in there. Right? Little Bambi's. Bambi people.
It's just like that
What?
Puss in Boots thing with the like the big eyes. Like everybody you walk up to is like that. Just
Everybody's just
Hi.
very cute.
Is the battle map up?
Yep.
Yep.
Again, we don't necessarily have time to get into combat. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a visual and get kind of stuff set up for next time. It is a collection, a jumble of stone and a collection of ruins. Some of it, this area out here seems, you can't say well kept, but not overgrown. But as you kind of walk in closer and closer into the jumble of buildings, deeper in, it's just kind of like I said, it's like someone piled a bunch of buildings on top of each other, smashed them with a hammer, and they all kind of tumbled down. And you guys are on the outskirts of that tumble. And you notice as you kind of get closer to this big jumble of stone, it looks like a tree, man. You didn't think it was. It looked like the canopy almost looked like a shadow of a hill behind the town. But as you kind of come up closer, you realize that that's a canopy of a freaking tree, a gigantic tree, probably sitting about 500 feet in the air. The canopy, like I said, is just this huge, dense thing. And she says, "We make our way through Faunel. If you pass their guardians, you climb the tree, you find the portal to Beastlands.
Okay.
All I can do is
What?
make sure that you."
Guardians?
Yes, guardians. Beasts.
What?
Like that.
I'm not a beast.
are you a
Huh?
guardian?
No, he was pointing to me.
You
Oh, you.
you remember your friend Tripicus?
Yes.
I think it would be very poor decision to take prey into people who clearly get ripped up and killed.
You're prey. I know how to handle myself.
I am a weapon of war. You are.
You're just a bucket of bolts.
To be fair, we were literally built for
We've
war.
made a jump in assumption that we made the jump in the assumption that you ran into rabbits during your time of war on Eberron before you got shut down, I guess.
Okay. They were very
He's the
tasty.
size of a large
Yeah.
rat. A dog will eat him.
He's squishy
Oh, shit.
and mostly white. Like, so, like
You are a white rabbit, right?
White and grey, yeah.
yeah.
White and gray. I was
He has a
I
little
was
gray
curious.
bow tie.
Have
That's
you
right, I
ever
remember you said
heard
you had
of
the
a
bow tie, I
dire
just didn't know.
wolf? I am worried that you will get ripped to shreds.
I'm fine.
It is 3 times as large as you.
Listen, I'm fine. I've been in fights before. I've been in
It
dangerous
will eat you.
situations.
I look over at the bladeling and I say, "Have you ever fought a direwolf before?
Many times.
How'd it go?" each time.
Will it
Simple
eat the
prayer.
wallaby?
I'm not a wallaby.
She says, minimal threat if you're capable of defending yourself, depending on the wolf. In the Beastlands, different. We climb tree, we go through portal, the squirrels can kill you.
What's a squirrel?
Can you protect
You know what a
the
rat
rabbit,
is, you
though?
know what a raccoon is, you know what a rabbit is, but you do not know what a squirrel is. You will find
Not
out
much
soon.
trees.
I
Well, to
I
be
know how to
fair, we
fight.
were
I've got
in
my
war,
weapon
so
right here.
I've
Right?
seen
Any
crows eat
any animal that
bodies.
you
I've
have
seen
ever
wolves eat bodies. I've seen
any animal that you have ever seen will be manifested in there
Or
from
do you have a
whatever world
book
Oh
you have
God! Oh
been
no!
before.
of
Oh
animals?
God! Okay.
What?
I'm asking Book if he has like a picture book of all the animals.
Okay.
basically like because we've been in war for so long. If you stay in a battlefield long enough, animals are going to come and eat bodies. Like period. Dot. That was like part
Yeah,
of
but
like why they said Odin
vultures,
had
crows,
ravens and
crows,
wolves.
wolves, coyotes. Yeah, a handful of 4 or 5 that you've seen. So,
Yeah.
but the whole point being is, yeah, you're gonna see a bunch of different kinds of creatures here. They will talk to you. They will hate you for invading their lands.
Listen, I've got my weapon right here. I know how to protect. I pull up my cane.
You were in their home. You were in their eternity. All creatures of the Beastlands are predator, and all creatures of the Beastlands are prey. This is their home. We are
Ah, I see.
alien to their system.
You live by the old adage that there is always a bigger fish.
Gonna need a
Interesting
bigger
to
boat.
see how you deal with Rust Monster colony as we cross over portal.
I use wooden
She
stick.
smiles. I wonder if your metal is weak,
Oh fuck!
like planar metal, or weak like prime metal, or immune like Acheron metal.
I stood in the rain for several years. I mean, not in constant rain, but
Bye, guys. I'm kidding, out of character. That would be
Fair
the
enough.
most horrifying thing I could do right off the bat.
I'm a wizard, man.
Yeah, the fair enough.
I'm the one that sucked. It's fine.
I don't gotta get close to a motherfucking thing.
Right, but yes, there's many creatures, many threats. I may find, if we find safe place to leave you when I go to Grand Plateau, it may be best, depending on how you fare. But secret of the madness of the animals is here. That's not my concern. My concern is returning with a certain item and now 6 of you to Sigil.
But you'll help us figure out what the madness is, right?
Well, I
Even
won't
though it's
stop
your-
you.
Could you be
Oh.
persuaded to help if we need it?
I will do my best to protect you and protect you from your own foolishness. And if
That's
we
all
can
we
help, we will.
I can be pretty foolish.
We rest
Be
here
careful what
tonight.
you ask for.
We will likely have to. You will likely have to face some challenges, passing through. I've been here enough to those that inhabit the ruins value their lives and avoid me, but you have to climb the tree yourself and find the portal on each of you. And she looks at each of you individually. Each of you must find your way. And the Beastlands will let you in if it feels you are worthy. No key.
Hole. Uh-huh.
No key, no special code. Face of the Beasts makes the climb, and you are free to enter.
Hey,
But 5 minutes left here. We're gonna go ahead and pause gameplay wise,
Real quick,
and
Jim,
if there's
just-
any questions, comments, concerns, what go for, bud?
okay, so just for my own sake, because I will completely forget this next week, knowing that we're going into combat. After the long rest, I'm going to do mage armor. I'm just going to burn the spell slot right now before we end tonight. so that way that I
Okay,
can,
that's fine.
it'll remind me next time.
So, yeah, wrapping up the stream and wrapping up the session. Trying to make sure we hit a hard stop at 11. First and foremost, if you've joined us at any point tonight, or if you catch us in future recordings on either my channel or Grizzly Tenfin's channel, thank you for your time. We promise we're getting better. We're going to get better, I hope. I know he's looking good over on that stream. But this was a great place to join us, and this was kind of the point where we decided to go live because we introduced Phil and Katie. Thank you guys for jumping in. Andrew, Josh, Cindy, thank you guys for and Ashley up top. My bad, I'm looking at different names. Thank you guys for welcoming our new players, and I know it was a very RP and dialogue heavy session, but you know that's kind of part and part. I think we did a good job of bringing in 2 new people and hitting the road, and we'll get to some ass whoopery next week.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
if you want to see Pesky Phil's stream tomorrow, what time is it for you guys when we normally start?
Us is
8
8 p.m. Central,
Yeah,
8
you go.
p.m.
It'll
U.S.
be like
Central Standard
11
Time.
o'clock.
PM Eastern.
And yeah, over
11
on
o'clock AEST.
Pesky Phil's channel. Or...
Hey, anybody that's in Jim's channel, link if you can, link to me real quick. Twitch TV /
What do you mean?
Grizzly _10pin. Like because like Andrew linked you in my chat, so I'm saying that if people who are watching you, if he could link them to my chat to my thing real quick, so that way
Yeah, Cindy,
anybody can...
make sure we're sharing links this last few minutes. Share links, and if you already can.
Yeah, we're doing D&D tomorrow.
And Phil, you do have mod rights, by the way, now, Phil.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
And,
Appreciate your help, Andrew.
Josh is also doing Legend of Zelda at the moment, aren't you?
I am doing Legend of Zelda. I just got to the Goron Temple, so that's gonna probably the Fire Temple, I guess is what they're gonna call it. But yeah.
So, dude, you know how pissed off I am that you're finally getting around to doing Zomboid after my fucking graphics card shat itself?
I played one night, man. We'll probably play again tomorrow, maybe.
I still don't have graphics card. You know, I mean, like, I just can't
Okay,
join.
hey, Andrew, breathe, brother. I've got 400 hours on that game. I'm gonna be playing it for the rest of my life. I'm a heroin junkie on that game, dude. I can't stop. It's a horrifying addiction, and the fact that people will get on Twitch and watch me and encourage me to keep playing it is not good. I have the best wife in the whole wide world ever who absolutely adores, and I adore to the end of the earth, and she tolerates my stupid Zomboid habit. The only thing I play more than D&D is Zomboid. You get the video card, we're still gonna be playing Zomboid, brother.
Hell yeah.
That's not going away anytime soon.
We need
Yeah.
to also.
You did
yeah.
a great job tonight,
Yeah.
by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Appreciate it, guys. But hey,
Thanks for putting
live
everything together.
recorded, however you're catching us on the YouTube, catching us on the Twitch. I sound like so old when I say that. Find us on
I always
YouTube
think about,
and Twitch.
And this is going to be an old thing for people who are watching Twitch probably don't remember George Bush and being a president, but I always think about the Google. That's what I always think about.
The Google.
Yeah, the Google.
I say that I find myself being dumb like that sometimes.
I say it, but
I'm
like,
leaning into being
just
old,
because I think
dude.
it's funny.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
But anyway, catch us next week. We've got streams planned. If you're catching my Twitch channel right now or in the future, check my schedule. I try to be really good about setting it up. That way you don't waste your time if it's not something you're interested in. But if something that might pique your interest, I encourage you to jump in and have fun, because I know time is valuable to people, and I appreciate you guys sharing it with you. But I'm going to go ahead and sign my stream off as soon as I find my button. And thank you so much. If you did catch my stream, I'm sorry I didn't interact. I hate to be that way. I'm like running a map, running a whole thing. It is what it is. But we appreciate you being here. All the love. Be safe.
Yeah, thanks everybody for
See you
watching.
guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.